a derivative still.
There she is. There she is.
Welcome to Jill's.
You know, I really wish they'd let us play music up here. Make these long trips go by a lot faster.
It's against regulations.
Yeah, I never understood that.
They just don't want us having a dance party when a proximity alert goes off.
See, that's a dumb reason. Because we'd already be on our feet, ready for action.
I compute, you compute, we all compute.
Yippee!
Greetings and felicitations.
Hello and welcome to Shore Leave number 26. This is a special Shore Leave because while the live stream in the chat is available to everyone, I'm inviting members to the channel to the panel. And we can talk about anything you like, but I have a few things prepared just in case we need them. And I know, and so we'll go through that. But first of all, I want to say hello to Scotty R37.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
This afternoon. It's
I am
afternoon
very,
for
very
us.
well. I've been well rested. I've ingested my protein, and I did 3 kilometers with a small dog. I am in peak performance condition. Thank you. How are you?
Incredible. You did some exercise and had breakfast. Great.
This is true. Not just coffee and cigarettes this time, I swears it.
Oh boy. He's energized. How about you, Mark Harkness? How's your morning? Or whatever time it is for you.
I listen to Scotty and I think of what Montgomery told everyone. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I'm 100% fit. Well, I'm more like Churchill. I do drink, I do smoke, and I'm 200% fit.
Well, fabulous.
I feel like Barney Gumble when he's accepted to the space program. It's like, it begins!
Yeah, right. But that's the best part because it was non-alcoholic wine that he got that he relapsed with. So I'd like to say hello to everybody in the panel and also in the chat. Taylor Swift, Raider. Okay, so this name is getting longer and longer every time.
Taylor G.
Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU, and Doctor Who.
Agreed.
And yes, Matt G. And hello, Mark. Oh, hello, dear, says Mark Harkness. Oh, hey, he's on the panel too. Hello.
Yeah.
And Subspace Chatter became a new member. I believe that is Dan Leckie, and that's how and he might be here on the panel a little later if he figures out what's going on with his internet. Oh, speaking of which,
The internet?
it's Dan Leckie. Welcome to the panel, Dan.
Sorry for arriving late.
Oh no, you're not late at all. You're just in time to tell us how you're doing. What's going on? Thank you for becoming a member. Subspace Chatter, that is definitely your podcast. And also, Edge of Time also became a member. Thank you, Edge of Time. I wonder if we'll be seeing him. If you want to know, the panel link is in the membership community tab, or I pinned the link to the top of this, to the top of the chat, if you're having trouble finding it. And hello to FKHC 2005. We're also happy for everybody who's here in the chat who just wants to hang out. And hello also to Franco Walker, who says, please subscribe and hit the bell, share, hit like, and select live chat. I'm gonna mute. Okay, wait, it stopped.
Hail Franco said, "That's your time." Yeah, there is a little bit of a weird squeak that's coming back on.
Yeah,
Dan's
I apologize, Dan Leckie. I have to mute your crickets while you figure out what's happening.
Just let us know in the private chat when things seem to be tickety boo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, Dan, we can't hear any voice from you. We can only hear robotic crickets.
Oh, what was the name? What was the name of the species that was super fast and it sounded like mosquitoes or something? You know, from Wink of an Eye.
Oh,
The Scalosians.
Can you hear me?
Now.
Now I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I was having some sound issues. Sorry, I managed to deal with that.
Nope, you sound great now.
Cool.
Although I do still hear the crickets.
Do you? Oh, sorry. I'll leave and come back.
You're always welcome, sir.
So these aliens, you mean this one?
I want to keep this one a long time. She's pretty.
Yes. Indeed.
Fun crowd, says Edge of Time.
See, that's the thing. You've been doing Star Trek Continues stuff lately, and you compare the Scalosian lady to Kipley Brown as Yeoman Smith or Ensign Smith. I forget her rank in Star Trek Continues, but I'm taking Kipley Brown every single time compared to the lady from Wink of an Eye.
Wait, Kipley Brown? Which episode is that one?
I think, well, certainly in the Mirror Universe Star Trek Continues, the one that you just did this Tuesday past.
Oh, that one. Thank you. Yeah, I do. I enjoy the actors in Star Trek Continues. It's not like, they don't pick up their actors on like at the bus station or anything. They get real actors for this fan series, and I think it's incredible.
I do too.
But
like I haven't been on, but I've been sort of watching along, and
I enjoyed the
performances. I was on the first one, yeah. Casually. I didn't do much research for it.
Well, yeah, you don't have to. That's my job.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Hopefully Dan's okay now. And Keithy says, "Beam me up, Jill."
Hey, Keith.
All right, standing by.
Is there still squeak?
Nope.
Yeah, no, I don't hear the squeakies anymore.
Okay, cool.
And hello to Penny. Grandson is down for a nap. He's fading. Muted. Ah, that's great. I hope he sleeps well. Good. It's always good when the little ones can get rest, but not too much rest so that they're up all night. It's a delicate balance. Although, wait a minute, you're the grandmother. It doesn't matter. You just send your grandson back to the parents, and they have to deal with it. Euler Greg, hello.
Sure, Bob.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Euler Greg. It's been a while.
Also great to see Gavin Blackburn. I must get myself a decent microphone and join the panel one day. Oh, that'd be awesome.
No, Gavin, get a crappy microphone and yell, "Hello! I don't know if you can hear me, but..." It's good to see you, Gavin.
Either way, that'd be an interesting time. It's the pan-dimensional mice. Oh, the ones making the squeaky sound.
Yeah.
The answer is still 42.
Yes, we just don't know what the question was.
How many roads must a man walk down? That's the question.
I thought the answer was floating in space? Because it's a sci-fi discussion.
Jay Goodwin says, "Bring on the sci-fi."
Hey, Jay.
Oh, do I have sci-fi today? Let's see what I have. What are I just? That's just the
Kill the wabbit.
placeholder. Oh, that's not sci-fi. I saw this and I thought, in order to answer this question, so I found this question: how do you feel about today's The Rings of Power season 2 trailer? And then I thought, in order to answer this, I'd have to watch the trailer in order to respond to it. But then I remembered that I didn't even get past episode 2 of The Rings of Power season 1. And so I'm not even interested in this abomination.
It's the Rings of Power, Jill. What was it Spock said? I don't need to see a hammer fall to know that it has.
But that was in reference to the character of a man as opposed to a piece of art.
This is in reference to the character of a show.
The character of the people who are making a show that does not care about its source material. And I think I'm very much not going to talk about it or watch it.
Yes, I don't need to train my head around to know that it's a car wreck in the making.
Well, this is my favorite part about the Rings of Power show, because I know that Lord of the Rings fans were very upset at the first season of Rings of Power. And now that this... Some of them, and if there are, like, were you a fan, Dan?
Oh, yeah, I loved the first season. So I feel like...
you did! That's great.
Yeah,
I'm so glad somebody likes it.
Yeah, I feel like similarly, like, I know, like, I'm going to think that, even though I haven't actually watched the season 2 trailer myself either, I feel like I'll probably think it's amazing or great because I so much enjoyed the first season. But also, I think it's interesting, you know, like there's been news recently that Peter Jackson is going to be doing a new film to do with the search for Gollum or something like that. It's called
Star Trek 3: The Search for Gollum.
That's right, the search for Gollum.
This is
I guess that would be.
Thing.
I guess it would be. Wait, I'm sorry.
With what you could do, you didn't stop to think if you should.
Yeah, I don't know. So I guess he wants to explore how Gollum became Gollum. Like, I really do enjoy the character, and what he means to the Lord of the Rings universe. But I just personally can't see how it can be a 2 to 3 hour film. But we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think like he was already sort of what's the phrase? Sort of like going down to the bottom of the barrel, scraping the bottom of the barrel with like trying to adapt like The Hobbit into like 3 films. I thought that was like, the book itself was really a lot shorter than like what the films turned out to be. So
it was a children's novel. It should have been a 2-hour movie. Just
I agree. Yeah,
and it was also supposed to be a little more lighthearted than it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so that 9 hours could be 2 to 3 hours, and it would have been great because it's not bad. It's just too much.
Yeah. I think as well, like he tried very much to like too much. I think like to sort of make it too similar to the Lord of the Rings film trilogy that he'd done.
Well, it's very interesting for me simply because, like, okay, so there are people who dislike the Rings of Power. There are people who like the Rings of Power. They've got the new Rings of Power coming out. There's a Gollum movie coming out. I heard there was a Gollum video game, and it was really good.
I heard that video game was really bad.
I'm being facetious. The best part about this entire Lord of the Rings conversation is I think the Lord of the Rings is stupid in the first place. So I thought it was a garbage fire to begin with. So whatever the fans say, it's like, you like it? Great. You don't like it? I don't care. Like, there is absolutely nothing on my radar when it comes to the Lord of the Rings.
Well, but you don't need to.
I have no horse in this race. I have no eagle carrying a hobbit. I have no 9-hour hike to care about.
Since you didn't love it at all to begin with, it doesn't matter to you.
Totally.
Yeah,
Ugly girl in a bar that I didn't buy a drink.
May I ask if you watched and enjoyed like the 1970s like animated version of Lord of the Rings?
That, you know what? That would probably be the exception to the rule. I did watch that, and it's almost ethereal. I think it's on the same level of affection that I have for like The Secret of Nim.
Oh, I haven't even seen The Lord of the Rings in the animated form. I've only seen The Hobbit. I really enjoyed The Hobbit.
Was that Ralph Bakshi? Or was it someone else?
I don't remember who made it or who starred in it. In The Hobbit?
Yeah, in the animated Hobbit.
All I remember is that South Park takes the song and uses it for their
The Hobbit and Return of the King were both made by the same people.
Well, Tolkien in terms of who
I mean,
and who wrote it.
They did. Somebody else did.
Here, I can look it up.
It says Jules Bass.
Yeah, Rankin Bass did.
Rankin Bass.
Okay.
That's it, Rankin Bass.
I do dig on Rankin Bass stuff. It's so quintessentially 70s, late 60s, early 70s kind of fucking. Oh, it's great. Sorry about the swear.
Oh, you were reading Frankel Walker's chat. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Now I know what happened there. Edge of Time asks.
Seems also like the saying like there's a bear shit in the woods.
Yeah, if there's nobody there to smell it. Edge of Time says, what's the estimated time until the Twilight Zone watch along? Well, okay, so we're going to do 4 more shows for Star Trek Continues to finish off those episodes. Then we're going to have 10 shows. Wait a minute, not 10.
11.
There's 40 episodes of there. We have 40 episodes of For All Mankind, so that'll take us 20 weeks to get through all of those.
Worthwhile endeavor, though.
In 24 weeks, we'll get to the Twilight Zone.
24 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, like 6 months.
I don't know. Well, I could find out.
Well, I should know this off the top of my head. It's simple math.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It's sometime in November or December. So you guys, I guess for the holiday season, once we get into the holiday season near Thanksgiving and Christmas, we're going to get to the Twilight Zone this year.
Perfect. Delightful.
Yeah, there you go, Edge of Time. There's your timeline.
It's like October 28th or something like that.
Yeah, October, November. Probably November.
What a perfect time to kick it off. If it's on the 28th, right before Halloween, you're now entering the Twilight Zone.
Ooh. Oh, maybe I'll triple up on some For All Mankind's just to get there faster. So Gavin Blackburn says, I'm waiting for the film of the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
See, but Gavin, I'm totally with you. I understand because I want Leonard Nimoy to have an epic remix of his song of the same name. But I fear that it'll be much like the Barbie movie where they don't use the Aqua song Barbie Girl in the movie to any great extent because of certain legal ramifications. So I would love the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins. That would be great. But I don't think they're going to use the
Greatest little hobbit of them all.
Well,
I heard Leonard Nimoy singing that in a car commercial just the other day. I was reading it.
The Beatles expressed interest in doing a version of The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. I think that would be interesting to see.
Oh my
Ringo would obviously be Frodo.
Yeah, I did. I did. I did
whichever
hear
one.
about that, but that never worked out, I guess. But
George
I
is
appreciate.
Gandalf. John is going to have to be Aragorn. And who's Paul? Oh, who would Paul be? I don't know. Gimli? I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings and I don't care. So, but I love the Beatles.
Yeah, Scotty R37 is the channel's Tom Bombadil. He does
I am.
not care about the ring.
You guys go have fun. I'm going to hang out here and dance and sing and
Although-
play my lute.
Although I'm interested to hear what car company used the
Uh,
Ballad of Bilbo Baggins.
it was a commercial with Zachary Quinto, and they were pushing Acura.
Oh, okay.
Was Leonard in it?
No, Leonard was
Okay.
in the BMW.
All right.
The
Because I
thing
remember
is,
there were, yeah.
yeah, they're having a bet over who can get to the country club first, and of course the Acura wins because it's such a superior car.
Of course.
And Zachary's like, I won. And Leonard's like, no, you don't win until you cross the threshold of the club. And does a neck pinch on Zachary. Game over. I'll be right back.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so Leonard Nimoy still wins even though he was in the losing car. I thought Leonard Nimoy was going to say, you don't win until you sing the song. And so let's see. Kronos is here. And he wants all of you to know that he is not a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
All right, Barbie, let's not party.
Talking about Kronos, the Greek god of time. Was it Greek? Yeah. I was thinking it's very timely to be speaking about like the Beatles' connection to sci-fi because there's just been like the Doctor Who episode with the Beatles in it. It's sci-fi.
Did you watch that?
Yeah. Yeah.
How was it?
Like there's so there's like the 14th season of Doctor Who's just started up with the first 2 episodes launched. And the very first episode is referred to Star Trek. I thought both episodes were interesting. So it's an 8 episodes series.
Interesting.
Yeah, 6 episodes are still to come.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not following along with that. I just know that some people are not having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And just to finish off this discussion on Lord of the Rings or the Rings of Power or whatever, if you do need
the
someone
keychain of Gondor.
If you need someone who is keeping an eye on it, it looks like Miss Martin Muses might be a wonderful guide for this because I'm not sure if she's going to follow the episodes or if she's going to do breakdowns of things. But if she does, she's going to make it less painful because she is a true Tolkien fan, and she knows everything from the Silmarillion to the appendices and everything. She gets really deep into it. So if you're not subscribed to her, check her out. And she does so much more than that too, because she studies all sorts of amazing things, other novels and authors, TV, film, religion, travel, psychology, and more stuff. I don't think she doesn't really put a limit on what she'll talk about. So subscribe to Miss Martin Muses if you haven't. So I'm gonna put that in the chat. And I really like her also.
Bilbo Baggins, king of the wild frontier.
Yeah. Why is everything vertical on YouTube, Sis Chris? What do you mean? Your screen, you just tilt your phone and then it'll be horizontal. Edge Time says Tolkien fan. Tolkien?
Keen.
Have you tried Wizoff? Me too, Cronus. Me too. I like the real Lord of the Rings.
Why?
Because it's fun.
It's just so much walking. It takes so long to get everywhere. They need some public transportation in Middle Earth. What about the Eagles? What are the Eagles doing?
Yeah,
and I'm not
Eagles-
talking about the band.
I was going to say they kind of have public transport with the Eagles being there.
Well, the eagles are not your pets. They're not like horses. They're sentient beings, and they're not there to do your bidding, unless of course you can convince them. But as far as taking an eagle to Mount Doom to destroy the ring, it would not have worked because they're way
Why?
too big. Wingspan would just be too obvious. The enemy would know right away what was going on. And
Yeah,
so
but
that's
then
why the
don't they
hobbits make more
fly?
sense.
Don't they fly for a living? Like, can't they dodge stuff? Like, are they incompetent? Are they sort of like storks? Like, what is their problem? Are they
Well,
lazy?
they'd have to come with the whole army. They'd have to do.
That's not
They just have
actually
to-
the problem.
Oh, what
The
is the problem?
is that the powers of the ring, the more powerful a being is, the more the ring affects, and that includes the eagles too. So you don't want. That's why you give the ring to a nobody, a hobbit, because everyone else will be consumed at a faster rate.
That makes sense, because that's the whole reason that the humans, like, wasn't the former king before Aragorn? He was what do you call it? He was taken under the thrall of the ring, and that's part of the reason why they're in this mess now, right?
Right, the ring race.
So
yes, that's true.
And then also, like, when eagles carry rings, it's going to pretty much go on their talon, so they're absolutely succumbing to that power. So yeah, no, okay, sorry, I'll shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about, yo.
Yes, you do. It means that even Bilbo, who was a hobbit, still got kind of consumed by the ring a bit. And so that's why he had such trouble giving it up. And he had to
wasn't
put it in an
Smeagol?
envelope.
Wasn't Smeagol a hobbit?
Smeagol was kind of a hobbit. Kind of
A hobbit? Half
kind
hobbit?
of more like a proto-hobbit or something. He was
taller.
They never say he was straight up. No, and he wasn't taller, I don't think.
Oh.
But it is
feet?
true that other
Also, he
beings are more susceptible.
He wasn't from the Shire.
Oh,
Right, he was not from the
outcast hobbit.
Shire. He was from a different land. It's
Roaming
just
hobbit.
that he was possibly related in some way. But yes, it's possible that the eagles would be more susceptible to it. But even if you had the hobbit, if you still had the hobbit still being the ring bearer on the eagle, I still think we're both right. That the Eye of Sauron would see the eagle and would know somehow.
Well, let me know after your book report, nerd.
I'm still standing by my original thought.
I know. I'm being a jerk now. I apologize. I said I wouldn't be.
I was always interested. You know, like the Lord of the Rings is set in the third age of Arda. I was always interested in like what Tolkien might have envisioned for the fourth age, and I know like his son Christopher has like written books about like the entire process they went through in writing Lord of the Rings, and I know like J.R.R. Tolkien had a story in mind called The New Shadow. That was like the start of what he envisioned like would happen after the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, and did any of that get fleshed out?
I haven't really looked into it. I just know that book exists. I've always wanted to like read, Christopher Tolkien's account of like what his father had in mind, but I've never got around to it yet.
That's a good idea. I would like to see that. If they tried to make that into a movie, that could be creative. If there was enough material for it, at least it would be something. It would be something new, moving the ball forward.
And this will just be brief, but like one of the things, like with the resurgence of Dune, and then Frank Herbert's son went and sort of fleshed out Dune, and there are Dune fans who are like, everything that was made by Frank Herbert's son is crap, and it's so that all gets convoluted, and then when you have the son carrying on the the story, like, I don't know. It seems like just carrying on through the name and not necessarily through the talent, although you would have been raised with it and sort of steeped in that
Oh, he
lore.
was definitely raised with it. The whole
Has
Lord of
the
the Rings story was a bedtime story for
Oh yeah.
just for Christopher before it was ever released.
So do you like, and with these new ones that sort of fleshed it out, are they sort of worthy successors? Is my
I don't know.
question.
I haven't read it, and neither has Dan. That is a good question.
Well, but the thing is that the books that Christopher Tolkien wrote, well, he's compiled what was written and stuff like that for, I believe, the Silmarillion and Lost Tales and stuff, and the Children of Hurin. And those are books that J.R.R. Tolkien had in mind, but were never published during his lifetime. But so, like himself, like Christopher Tolkien isn't like actually, writing like as the author himself.
Oh, okay.
And the other series of books that I mentioned, which includes when he talks about like the new Shadow, is just basically goes through like what J.R.R. Tolkien's thought process was, what notes he made while he in the writing process, and again like compiled by Christopher Tolkien, but actually, again like no new sort of ideas or whatever by Christopher Tolkien. New fiction.
Well, and like again, I'm not much of a. It is my restrictions aren't necessarily bound just to Tolkien. Like I'm very selective with my fantasy affections, and I mean that in terms of fantasy genre, not my fantasy effect. Anyway, moving on. The thing is that I look at stuff like when Song of Fire and Ice, or Ice and Fire, or whatever that other, the Game of Thrones people.
Game
It's
of
like
Thrones, yeah.
they took that like sort of advanced the plot beyond what J.K. Rowling did. I know I'm wrong. Don't at me. And they shat the bed, like essentially the television show. From what I understand, never watched it. They shat the bed. And
Well, yeah, because they were in a hurry to go do Star Wars, so they decided to pretty much abandon their own production, more or less. They were still kind of there, but their heart was out of it. They were looking to the future, and it turns out they lost the Star Wars thing anyway. So they should have just appreciated what they had and stuck with it.
Well, but also like the writer apparently takes ages over writing the books. And has been planning to like write the last book in the series for ages, but doesn't get around to it.
Yeah, I think when they made the
He can't
TV
because
series, they
he
thought
accidentally
that
killed the character he needed to resolve, and he actually, I believe, admitted that he murdered off the wrong character.
All right.
Wait,
So he
what
can't-
character did they murder off that they didn't mean to murder?
He didn't. It was never stated whom, but it turns out that somewhere in all this, I'll show you how edgy I am and kill off my characters. He got carried away and killed off characters that were necessary to resolve the plot.
Well, that's interesting.
So he's actually been trying to stall to deny the fact that he actually kind of messed over his own story.
Well, okay, but it is true. I think when they started the TV film, they thought, "Oh, this author, he'll finish his books by the time we get to it."
Yeah,
But
and those
he
like
never did.
those TV writers, after they so they wanted to do be involved in Star Wars, and then that didn't work out. But then like they adapted there's a book series called Three Body Problem, and they adapted that into a TV series, and I watched that, thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's been extremely popular.
Yeah, they're apparently very good if the material is actually there. As soon as they ran out of Game of Thrones to adapt, that's when it started to tank. Which makes sense. So, but I don't know if we'll ever get Winds of Winter, but I'm pretty sure we're never going to get the novel A Dream of Spring. But George R. R. Martin has his life-size Robbie the Robot, so he'll be fine. So Eugene Bird is here. He says, can't have fun today, but looking forward to listening to the replay of my favorite broadcast. Oh, what broadcast is that? I hope you enjoy it. Edutime says Micronaut Micronauts pincers? Who has Micronaut pincers? What's he talking about? Oh, but I do want to say hello to James Caserta, who says antidepressant gel. Pill? Thrill. Rhymes. Edgertime says the hippo is armed. What hippo? What is happening? Oh, also. Oh, this hippo. This hippo is armed. Eugene Bird sent a super sticker of a hippo who has a mechanical eye that has a rocket and a mechanical arm. And so he's a cyborg hippo. Let's see. There he is. There it is. If you can't see it, there now you can. And so let's pick a video for Eugene Bird. How are you feeling today, Eugene Bird? Oh yeah, you said you can't listen now, but you'll listen later. That's what you said. I remembered.
Our record tapes show, although never generally revealed.
There's Isis, and then
He's safe. And you're safe, my little green friend.
and let's play this one also.
All I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by.
Risk is our business.
This unit is different. It is well ordered.
Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Eugene Bird. It means a lot to me. And so he can have fun today, but he'll check it out later. Also, but who we do have today is Real Wade Nation Gaming and Canadian Spider-Man. Who the hell let Kronos in again? Says Spidey. I really hope you do not actually have congestive brain failure, James Caserta. I really hope you're kidding. That. Oh, hey, there's somebody who's going to join the panel, and it is Berto Pre 5.
Hello, world. It's Berto Pre 5. Kapla.
Kapla.
Am I coming through okay?
You sound amazing.
Oh, okay. I was afraid it was be a little low. But if it's audio, it sounds good to you, then I'm happy.
Let me see. No, it sounds good. I always have you a little bit higher than normal, and it's actually perfect.
Oh, perfect. Congratulations on this new style of streaming.
Yeah, thank you.
Out. How's it working?
Working great. It
Awesome.
only, the success of this stream depends on whoever decides to join me on the panel and the chat, and I'd say it's doing amazing so far.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Because of course we've got you.
Unfortunately, I've been a little busy this morning, and I have to go back to it in a few minutes. I had some time, and I see Kronos is about, and I know
Kronos.
I have to make sure Kronos never gets too far away. Yeah, keep a close eye on that Kronos.
Yeah, you know, wherever he shows up, something's gonna happen. You don't
Kronos
know
says
what.
he likes boob berries. You know, Kronos, I suspect I'd like blueberries too. I just gotta
But
find where I can buy them.
yeah, but the thing is, I didn't read that chat because I didn't know what it meant. Like what
You
would
don't know what boob berries
blueberries
are?
would look like? Like I'm not
I
gonna.
know what they'd look like.
Well, I guess I do too. But
I bet if you went in the mirror and took your shirt off, you could figure out what they look like. Also,
well, it depends if they're blueberries or if
oh,
they're
they're not blue
strawberries.
unless they've been, you know. I mean, you can make
Unless
them
they're
blue
Andorian.
if you like. Oh, that's true. Andorians would be blue. I was saying human or Vulcans, probably not blue. Although Vulcan would get green if, you know, you tied them up. They'd
Right.
probably get
They're,
green.
you could see more of their blood.
Right. Where in human, they would turn blue for the same reasons.
Mm. What? Thank you, Kronos, for that conversation. Sentai Ranger Donnie, hello. Hello. Sentai Ranger Donnie, he says hello to Jill, Scotty, Mark, Bird, Dan, and all. Despite the passings of Roger Corman and David Sandburn, I know about Roger Corman, but I don't know about David Sandburn.
Right, we're still waiting.
Can't say.
Although,
Yeah, I noticed. You know, Nicholas Meyer, who directed like Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and Star Trek VI, and Undiscovered Country. He posted about Roger Corman. He said he was looking on Roger Corman's obituary, and it mentioned a film that Nicholas Meyer had never seen before. So he looked up, he checked it out. It's called The Outsiders, and it's on YouTube. And he said it's really good. So I haven't watched it yet, but he recommended that film, and it said like William Shatner's really good in it.
really?
Well, there was a William Shatner starring film called The Intruder, and it's very much about race relations in the 1950s and 60s. I've always wanted to see it, and it is unfortunate that it took the passing of Roger Corman to remind me of it. But I really want to see it.
Yeah, I
That's
got
it,
the name
the
wrong, but that's
Intruder, not
yeah.
the Outsider.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, The Intruder. That's the film I meant. Sorry.
Oh no, I thought there were two. I was excited.
I was getting excited at more William Shatner movies too.
I've seen part of it, and it's an interesting, like Bill sort of puts on a Southern accent for the role, and it looks like a bravado or bravado, one of those two performances. And so, hey, Bird.
Intruders.
Hey,
yes.
Scotty. So you are saying that William Shatner puts on a Southern accent? I am
He's
confused.
No, but when you like, and this is the thing, and I'm hoping this isn't what, and I don't think it is. From the clips that I've seen, this isn't what it is. But when you put the staccato performance of William Shatner and you imagine putting a Southern accent onto it, it almost sounds like Foghorn Leghorn in my head.
Well, I'll say,
Mr. Spock. Scan the sector.
I could see it. Yeah. Well done.
Wow. What is this? A charismatic social reformer, in quotes, rallies the white populace of a southern town to oppose school integration, but soon finds himself in a situation that he cannot control. Oh my God, it's about a racist.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
But I don't think
Interesting.
he's the good guy.
No, it looks like he's not the good guy.
From what I understand, he's a bit of a dick.
That's interesting.
He's like someone who learns a lesson.
Hopefully he
along the
learns
way.
a big lesson when someone slaps him in the face.
Or maybe he's the villain who gets punished.
But hopefully he learns and he changes his ways, and in the end he's like, everybody should go to the same school.
Gonna learn some lessons, gonna get a better outlook on life, gonna make it so everybody lives together happily.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
I still
No
do. I
spoilers.
still want to see it. I still want to see it, even though it's a history film.
Well, it's like Mississippi
Ish.
Burning, but not.
Ariba Bell says, "What's up, Plessy Nation?" Ariba Bell is why I need to call it Plessy Nation.
That's just like a really old movie where the lesson was the opposite.
Ooh, that'd be creepy.
It's about time we kept these people separated. We don't want their ideas melding. I say melding together, son.
And
Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. Sorry.
Well, as long as it leads us back to Ghostbusters somehow.
Thank you.
Jim's Landscape. Hello.
Hey, Jim.
How's the lawn mowing going? The lawn mowing. Brogu says, hello, everyone. Hello, Jill. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. I just wanted to say hi and give my condolences to Roger Corman's family and friends. He will be missed by all.
Yes, but with a legacy that, again, it's just a reminder. It's like, well, how many movies did Roger Corman make? Hundreds. So if you would like to celebrate him, just seek him out.
Yeah, he's got a lot. I think Pop Culture Curator watched Little Shop of Horrors last night on his channel.
Nice.
And I'm sure he also talked a bit about him. And that was the launching point of somebody's career. Who was in it? Was it Jack Nicholson?
Jack Nicholson, Dick Miller.
Then I got it right.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's public domain. I think you can get it for free on YouTube. It's totes for sure.
It is. Pop Culture Curator streamed the whole movie right on his channel. You didn't have to go to Cosme or anything.
Little Shop? Little Shop of Horrors is public domain?
The original, not the Roger
original.
Corman one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The 1961, not the one with Rick Moranis.
Right, okay. Sure, that makes sense. I'm going to say, no way that could possibly be public domain.
And Faith Elizabeth, hello, how are you?
Hey, Faith.
Says, feed me, Seymour. But I'm all out of blood. And Cronus likes the 80s one. So there we go. And
is
so
Planet of the Apes, is this out yet?
Yes.
Huh.
It's out and I want to go see it. Does anybody else want to go see it? I haven't seen it yet. I think it's out, isn't it?
It is out, and I would totally go see it if I was still in the movie-going audience. Well, I'll just wait till it comes to
streaming.
Yeah, wait till I can stream it at home. I mean, it's not the movie I'm going to miss. Like, if it was a Star Trek movie, like if a good new Star Trek movie came to theaters, I might really have to try to consider trying to get to a movie theater. But short of that, I'll just wait till it comes home.
I think Planet of the Apes has been out since 1968.
Yeah. No, I love the original Planet of the Apes. It's just like a Twilight Zone episode. But there's a new one called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Have you ever read the novel?
The novel I haven't read. It's not Edgar Rice Burroughs. Who is it?
No, it was originally a French book. I can't remember.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I haven't read it.
It's been adapted into English. I've read like a bit of it. I thought it was quite interesting. Like, and how it seemed really different from the original 1968 movie.
It does happen when you adapt a novel book to film. It doesn't always match, but it was inspired by it.
Yeah, for this one, the one that's just been released, I really wanted to go and see it with a friend, I know they really like the original Planet of the Apes films, but I thought this new one was like the fourth film in the series, so I thought like maybe my friend needs to like catch up by seeing like the previous three. But then I read that like they're considered like all one trilogy, and this is like the start of a new trilogy. So I was thinking like, you can probably see it with fresh eyes as well.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's been so long since the last one that I can just take my kids and they'll be like, "Hey, chimpanzees and apes running around. This is gonna be fun." And so I'm not gonna bother showing them the other ones, but I will try to have my son see the originals at some point.
Yeah, they're great films. Ari Boval, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, but pointed out the book in the comments. They pointed out that the book was originally written by Pierre Boulet, French writer.
Thank you so much, Arid, for educating us on the name of that author.
En français.
For Kronos, doesn't like doing the dishes. Who's okay?
I think Faith was doing the dishes.
Oh, Faith is doing the dishes, and she's doing good. And also sweeping. All the things I should be doing. Instead, I'm having a live stream. It's 40 minutes to the nearest theater for CCDB. Oh, so you gotta really want to see the movie that you're going to. It's like just 2 miles. My theater is 2 miles away, so I'm spoiled. And I have more than one to choose from.
I have a local theater and it just basically plays the hits. So if I want to go see, I don't know, whatever is, it's the -- 1 movie in the world. That's the one that plays near me. And then I'm like, well, I kind of want to, I like the revival cinemas. Like when they just recently did Phantom Menace again. They just recently had a Spider-Man. They were doing that for the anniversary. They had the Tobey Maguire and the Andrew Garfield. And I think even the Tom Holland ones. That was a digital film festival, but that's like 20 minutes away, half an hour away, and I don't want to go that far. So I just get the hits, and so it gets frustrating.
Yeah.
I know. Great story, huh?
No, that's good.
I'm also deprived of film.
I deprived myself. I have everything at my disposal, but I don't see everything, especially things that I really want to see. I should just go do it.
I do want to see the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. But also I'm kind of weighing it back and forth because I am super jazzed to check out to Furiosa. So I want to see the new Mad Max movie. And
Oh, right. We're not on that one yet. But
we're not on that one yet, but I'm just saying in terms of balancing, your ticket expenditures. It's like,
Well, we
do I want
can
to see?
is what I'm saying.
Do I want to see another one of the animated monkey movies, or do I want to wait and see some sort of practical George Miller directed car chase extravaganza? And my answer is, I would like the latter.
Especially when there's like just been like a monkey movie out, like there was just Godzilla X Kong.
Sure, yeah. And that's so weird because, like, with Godzilla, it's like the only Godzilla I didn't get a chance to see. Again, this was one of the movies that was playing 40 minutes away from me, and I was like, I want to see Godzilla -1, but I got lost on the way to the theater because I don't go there regularly, and I just never got to see it. Now it's not available digitally. You can't get the physical copy. It's like they have to hold off for Godzilla vs. Kong Part 2 until Godzilla -1. I think September is when it's going to start being released for home.
That's
video
what I'm
markets.
waiting for. I want to buy Godzilla -1 for myself and for my mother, but I can't.
I've seen bits of both, and I think they're like really, really different, just approaches. And, extreme.
But again, it's
entirely different cultures.
Yeah, but from what I understand in terms of the distribution of those two movies, like the legendary franchise for the what do you call it? The Monarch saga. That's all North American distribution, but one of the deals so that they can license Godzilla is, all right, you can do a Godzilla movie, Toho or a Japanese production company, but you can't have it interfere with the marketing for the legendary Godzilla movies so that we don't split the audience. And there is some sort of distribution clause that makes it so that the twain shall meet. You can't have a Godzilla movie competing with a Godzilla movie.
The reason that I read that they don't want to release Godzilla -1 to America is because the Japanese will import the American version. So Japan wants them to buy the Japanese version first before they get a chance at that. For whatever reason.
Like the home video release, but it's a different.
Yes.
It's a different.
Because the Japanese one's already been released. You can get it in Japanese right now.
Yeah, and yes, but I've had some difficulty with Japanese releases as well, especially in North America. But again, I guess this is a Japanese release. I don't know. Do they do a dub? Do they do subtitles?
I don't know. And
Interesting.
that part, I don't know about that part. But Sentai Ranger Donnie says, "Happy birthday to my two fellow Super Sentai fans, Robert Meyer Burnett and Overlord DVD." Yes, it is Robert Meyer Burnett and Doomcock's birthday. So happy
birthday to you both.
And tonight on Pop Culture Breakdown, Doomcock is going to be it. Usually he does movies I love, but today he's going to be covering Looney Tunes. So they're going to talk about 20 different Looney Tunes cartoons, and I think that's going to be super fun to listen to. Them celebrating that history of animation.
Yeah.
Something that took up a whole bunch of my childhood, at least. Zordani, says James Caserta. And hello to Tiger Stripes. There are things people should never see, though.
Like Medusa.
Right. You'll turn into stone.
It's a bad time.
And Sentai says, "I could say that there are just 3 Mad Max movies, at least to my mind." And that's understandable if those are the ones you enjoy. Just like I only need 1 Matrix movie. planning. Oh, James Caserta is planning world domination. Wow. Okay. I hope that goes well. Oh wait, no, that's Doomcock, not. Anyway, hello to pop culture curator. How are you? How are you doing? Chipmunks are also pure evil. Chipmunk.
But I still want a hula hoop.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So Christmas, don't be late.
That's right. Thank you. I appreciate you sweeping up after me.
Yeah, fun stuff.
I don't know. I think that
Yeah,
when it comes to the
fun stuff.
Matrix, I really enjoy. I enjoy the Animatrix, and I celebrate the entire trilogy. I haven't seen the first
Oh,
one
the
or the fourth
Animatrix.
one.
Okay. Okay, you're
The
right.
fourth
The
one.
Animatrix rules. Okay. We need just one movie and the Animatrix.
One series. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll take it.
I remember playing like a video game of the Matrix that I really enjoyed.
Oh, what was it? Not Enter the Matrix. Oh, it was I did have a Matrix. It was Enter the Matrix. Enter the Matrix was the one with Niobe and Ghost, and then there was The Path of Neo, and that was on PlayStation, so I never got it.
LDG is here. Hey. Hi all.
Hey,
He says.
LDG.
Hi. Hope you're free in the net's going well today. No, I haven't played their Matrix games. What's the best one?
It's personal preference. Like like I played an Xbox game that was sort of a tie-in for Revolutions, and it sort of had like it was a whole multimedia marketing campaign. They had comics, they had the Animatrix, they had the video game, and yeah. But I think it was called Enter the Matrix. And then later on, they did do sort of a film adaptation, or sorry, a video game adaptation of the trilogy that was called The Matrix: The Path of Neo, where you got to play through the games as Neo. I never played it, so I don't know the quality of it, but it was someone brought it up in the chat. It was Mr. Miles says there was a Matrix massively multiplayer online role-playing game that I used to play. Yeah, there was the Matrix Online, and for a time, it was canon. I think that's where Morpheus dies. Spoilers for
Whoa.
Yeah. And so there's this whole kit and caboodle of things that were happening on the MMO, and that sort of faded as the popularity of the Matrix trilogy faded into sort of into the background. I think it got quietly stopped. I don't know. Is the Matrix Online still a thing? I don't know. I never
don't
played
know
it again.
either. I never even knew it existed.
Mm-hmm.
But that'd be cool if I could just. Sometimes I wish I could play single player MMO.
That's impossible
drop.
by
I
definition.
know. I know.
Unless you're playing Knights of the Old Republic. That's anything by Obsidian. You're basically playing a single player MMO, at least from that time period. Your Fallout New Vegas's, your Knights of the Old Republics.
Exactly. That's what I want.
Yeah. I guess Final Fantasy too. No, Final Fantasy isn't. I don't know. I was never a Final Fantasy guy, so I'm just talking out of my armpit.
Jim's got to go. So everybody say goodbye to Jim.
Bye,
Cheers,
Jim.
Jim.
Krona says, I was grown in a bubble. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, there you go. Well, okay, Scotty, you wanted to talk about Mad Max. What did you have to say about that?
Well, I'm just looking forward to it. Like with it's sort of a resurrection of an older franchise. Some same deal as Planet of the Apes, and I thought that Mad Max Fury Road was incredible. It probably is one of my favorite action movies of the last. When did it come out? Long enough ago. 15 years, let's say. And when did Dredd come out? It's my favorite action movie since Dredd. And yeah,
9 years ago.
So there you go. Let's call it a decade, clean decade. And I'm really looking forward to it. I want to see it. I want to see if the spectacle holds up in terms of.
I'm sorry,
filming.
guys. I got to drop out. I'll talk to you guys later.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Congrats.
Take care.
Have a great one.
Thank you so much.
You too.
Thank you, Bird, for being here. And everybody subscribe. Do you want to share anything?
Nope.
Okay. Nope. Everybody subscribe to Berto Pre 5's channel. It's so good. And he's such a great storyteller. He can talk about anything and come up with so many things just off of the top of his head. He's a great storyteller. I like learning about his life and the things he likes and the things he doesn't like and what outrages him and what makes him happy. It's just a fun channel. So to learn more about that, visit his channel Mondays and Fridays at 3 p.m. Central. Good stuff. And he does Star Trek reviews.
I really like Bird.
And Berto Pre 5 in the chat says, sorry, thanks. And I would like to say, thanks, sorry.
I really like the Animatrix, but I think I enjoyed like each of the films apart from the most recent one. I think like I've been put off the Matrix by the comments that the Wachowski, the directors,
siblings,
yeah, like they envisioned it as like trans analogy and stuff like that, and I'm like, why do you need to like just like shoehorn like woke sort of beliefs in there? It left a funny. It left a bad taste.
They were trying to say it was always like that. That's what it always meant.
Yeah,
and I get that because I've seen those comments myself, and I have opinions when it comes to the trans conversation, but it was sort of the interpretation of the authors and then saying after the fact, this is what we were intending. And if you didn't take it that way, then you didn't get it. And it's like, there does come a certain point of death of the author where it's like, once you release it into the wild, once you release your art into the wild, then it is open to the interpretation of the audience. It's like when there's a David Lynch quote, and I don't even know if it's apocrypha, but I've seen it in a meme on the internet, so I 100% believe it's true. But there's a thing where David Lynch says, you make a movie, and then people see the movie, and then they ask you to talk about the movie, and then you have to laugh at them and say, don't you understand? I made the movie so the movie would do the talking. It's not up to me. I wanted to use that as an intermediary. And so it's up to the audience to sort of take away what they want. I always thought that The Matrix was an aspirational, transformational power fantasy to a certain extent of you can do anything you want, even if you don't believe in yourself, the assistance of other people believing in you. Like that's what the first Matrix was about. And then once those characters are set up, then you get the second and third, and there's all the stuff that happens.
I think there's also some elements of 1984 in there, but more in the digital age in terms of
absolutely
what's reality and what does the system want you to believe.
Mm-hmm. Is that
what kind of freedom do you really have?
And that's the interpretation that I took from it. And I think that when you're watching, if you're if you're absorbing any sort of art that speaks to you, if it speaks to you in a different way than what the authors intended, then that is more of a feather in the cap of the authors than it is to do with like your interpretation, what it opened up in your mind. And that's something that the Matrix does, is like free your mind. Let it open itself up to new ideas. And if the Matrix does that for you, no matter what direction, whether it was intended by the Wachowskis or not, it's just like, this is rad. And it did empower me at the time as a creative.
Yes, what they made was definitely
mind.
More expansive than any kind of narrow, single-minded idea.
Yeah.
They did a great job with that.
I wanted to tell you about this. Well, I thought about this. And what are they going to say? And it's like, well, we never thought of that, so you're wrong. It's like, that's rude.
What's really going to bake your noodle?
Exactly. So
It's just
I enjoy
endlessly quotable.
Yes. Whoa.
And it's so meaningful. I enjoy it also. Oh, Clubby. He's in a good spot.
Clobbering Times. He's going to be.
Yeah.
Can I talk about Cinema Golf?
Yes. Hold on. I got the slide for that.
Sweet. Yeah. That's going to be a fun thing tonight. Going to be talking with Cinema Gulp on his channel, and Clobby's going to be a guest, and we're talking about the Planet of the Apes, and we're going to be talking about X-Men Days of Future Past, and also we're going to be talking. It is the anniversary of Star Trek 2009, and so we're gonna have a little bit of a conversation about the JJ, the Kelvin verse, I think, and so we'll see how that goes. It'll be fun, though, because Clobby's awesome. Ben is awesome. I think Joanne's going to be on with us, which is great. You were invited, Jill, but you're busy because you're going to be talking about tribbles with dolphins.
Yes, I'm going to talk about tribbles with dolphins and Bugs Bunnies with Doomcocks.
There you go.
We're going to have a good time.
Look at everybody with dance cards.
But it's a good night to be on YouTube, so you've got choices. Choices are good.
True.
And it's just Cinema Gulp is really great, and I've enjoyed what Ben has to offer on his channel. So definitely go subscribe to him if you haven't. And he's wanted to talk to Clobbering Times for a while now, so I will definitely be listening to it, even if I don't listen to it live. So that'll be nice. Cronus says Kuroga is a place. Yes.
And hail Kuroga.
Hail Kuroga. Transformers. Oh, and if anybody wants to be on the panel, if you're a member, you can click on this link and it'll take you to where the panel link is if you'd like to join us. We've got some time. Kronos Tiger Stripe says, I'm reasonably sure both laughing and singing bring one closer to God.
Couldn't agree more.
It's definitely a good medicine. Both singing and laughing is good for the soul.
Well, Jill, I got a memo from a manager. His name is John, and he said that your love is like bad medicine.
I've never heard that song before.
Oh, you should check it out. It's almost like an instruction manual.
Cool. Kronos says Scotty is soups. Yeah.
I am today. Yeah. Scotty. Dollar store Superman. I am the Superman that you order from Wish.
Can you send things back if you order them from Wish?
I don't think so. I think that you're stuck with it.
Yeah,
yes,
I've never ordered from Wish.
I am Scotty R37 from Crapton.
Oh. Does that mean that doesn't make any sense? That means
no, but
your
it's funny.
weakness is crap?
Well, yeah, usually. Crap tonight.
Tiger Stripe says, I think recent movies are more about baking someone's noodles than they are about a specific story.
Depends on the movie.
And this is a good question, actually. Mr. Miles said, did you get a chance to look into the game, The Vampire Masquerade? No, I did not. But this is a stream in which you can ask about anything, and I'm going to look at it right now.
Let's look at it. I wrote it down, Mr. Miles, but I did not investigate. I was like, what the hell is Vampire the Masquerade? I looked at my scribblings, but also it was a fun middle of the night stream. So hey, Comic
Also,
Relief Crusader.
the Comic Relief Crusader is here, and he asks, what are we talking about today? Everything. If you've got a topic, let us know and we'll talk about it. And so the Vampire Masquerade game, I guess I have to put game.
I have a question.
Oh, sure.
I wondered if anyone's seen like any good or enjoyed any sci-fi series recently, TV series, because we talked about films. I wondered about TV.
Well, so I didn't want to. I've seen the Fallout show. I'm a big fan of the Fallout games, at least the Bethesda console games. So I don't know anything about 1 and 2. And I really enjoyed. Actually, that's not fair. I know a little about 1 and 2, but I enjoyed Fallout. But the thing that has been really piquing my interest lately is that I want to go back and start investigating Twin Peaks. I want to check out Twin Peaks seasons 1 and 2, the broadcast on ABC. And then I do want to see the 3rd season because it's all directed by David Lynch. I love David Lynch. And I was wondering if you guys have checked out, if you have any thoughts on the overall. And if you want to throw in Fire Walk with Me, that's cool. I've seen that. But what do you guys think about the Twin Peaks? I know it's not new. And if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to.
I haven't seen it. I know it was something from the 90s, and I know that it was one of the series that was around when they were starting to get into serialized television, breaking away from just episodic TV and trying to tell more expansive stories. But that's all I know about Twin Peaks. I didn't even know that it had anything to do with science fiction.
I haven't seen it either, but I really enjoyed the Fallout TV series.
Nice, me too.
I enjoyed Fallout. Lots and lots of plot threads all over the place, so hopefully they wrap those up at some point. But I'm enjoying it. I don't mind the serialized as long as eventually all of it's really fun. I'm not taking away from the fact that it was a good time. I have a lot of questions. A lot of those questions were not answered, so let's so I kind of feel for Sean Carter when he says, I want to wait until the entire series is over and then find out if it was actually satisfactory at the end. Because once you actually have the end to it, then I will know, okay, did this actually come together? Or was it just a series of pushing the ball forward, like Lost, and never having a good answer to anything? But so far so good. There's some answers to some things, so I'm not mad at it. I'm just weary.
It's funny that you bring up the dangling plot threads, because I've been inspired. I went back to New Vegas after watching the show, and I'm thinking about all of the you failed this quest. Just a dangling plot thread that it's like, oh, I killed someone that I shouldn't have, and now I'm never going to find out the end of that story. I love everyone's opinion about Fallout because it's like everybody is doing a different playthrough on that show. If you like it, that's great. If you don't like it, that's great. Everybody is playing through that television show and finding what they want. And then at the end of it, it's like war never changes. Love it. Absolutely adore not only the contradictory opinions of people who everyone says, oh, I'm a big Fallout fan. And some people hate it. Some people love it. And when they got to the end of it, it's like, this is either good or it's bad. I love it because it is the definition of a video game adaptation. However you ended up on the other side of it is exactly how a playthrough works. Love it.
Yeah. And I don't know. I like it. So I'm going to continue watching it.
I'm hoping that there's going to be a Blu-ray release. Like I want it on my shelf. I want it beside my
I think
My
I
new
wouldn't
Vegas
buy it
and
until it's all finished.
oh no, I'm gonna go season by season. But I don't think they
All
will
right,
because it's a streaming show. Like so.
Sci-Fi Sit Down wants to remind everybody that today is Pleasant Valley Picker CA's birthday. Also, day of birthdays. Happy birthday, Pleasant Valley Picker CA. If you're
Holy
out there or
moly.
if you're listening to this, I don't know, does PvP listen to my show or does he just appear on it? I'm not sure. So if you are listening PvP, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pleasant Valley Picker CA.
No, I'm kidding. I know he listens because he's left comments before.
Nice.
And in celebration of his birthday, actually, on Friday, we're going to review Escape from New York. And that should be a lot of fun. I'm excited.
I escaped New York 50 years ago.
Well,
Shoot
was it
cop with a gun? The Big Apple is plenty of fun. Oh my stars! I can't wait. That's gonna be fun.
it is gonna be fun. That's gonna be Friday. We're gonna have a good time. Tiger Stripe says, I watched Twin Peaks at the time. So Tiger Stripes actually watched this when it was broadcasting for the first time. And she says it was good.
Well, like my high school sweetheart, she was a big fan of it. And so I bought her the box set of the VHSs and we watched it. Well, quote unquote, watched it. It was what was on the TV while we were in high school being first loves. So I revere David Lynch, but I've never seen the whole thing all the way through. And I'm sort of debating, like there's a box set where, speaking of getting the whole thing, it's like there's a box set where you can get season 1, season 2, and the revival, the most recent television season. And I kind of want to investigate and check it out. And I'm just wondering if anybody was like over the moon for it. Like I know that there are hardcore fans, and I just want to know if I should invest $60 because I'm not going to stream it. I'm going to get the Blu-ray.
There's your actual question. So for Scotty, Twin Peaks was kind of background fodder for his teenage shenanigans. But should he actually get into it and watch the new one?
I'm going to.
You're going to do it anyway.
I am going to do it. I'm gonna show up with a box set, and I'm gonna say to everyone publicly, I'm like, this is why I used to have $61.
Edge of Time says, get wrecked, Twin Peaks. Find me in the Space 1999 live stream.
I saw that Edge of Time. You said that you were trolling the Space 1999 live stream on the Shout Factory YouTube channel. How do you troll Space 1999? Do you just make fun of Martin Landau's eyebrows and big glasses? What do you do?
I've been meaning to check out the original Twin Peaks show, because I know from what I've heard, like David Duchovny plays quite a big part in it.
So there you go. Hey, now I'm in.
I'm quite a big fan of his, like whether it's X-Files or Californication or I really like his. I've been following like his career as a musician as well, singer-songwriter.
You know, Evolution is underrated. David Duchovny in Evolution is a good movie.
Oh yeah.
Would you say it's head and shoulders above the rest?
I would say that it's head and shoulders above the rest. Yes.
I prefer the 1998 X-Files movie. You
know what? I was such a big Terry O'Quinn fan because he was Admiral Pressman in Star Trek: The Next Generation. And when I saw, and I know he was in Stepfather, but I never saw it. And I saw Terry O'Quinn in the trailer for Fight the Future, the X-Files movie. I watched it, and spoilers for X-Files Fight the Future. He literally dies in the first 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, I only bought the ticket for Terry O'Quinn.
Go
Oh
join the
man,
line for
sorry.
people who want to see Bryan Cranston in Godzilla 2014.
Same deal. Exactly the same deal, Mark
He
Harkness.
died at the
Absolutely.
beginning too.
Yeah. Well, he dies in the first 20 minutes, and you were like, but I was only here for, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah. Well, Tony from Stark of Iron is here. He says, "Give me a cue, and I shall arrive."
Nice.
I just think David Duchovny was cute in the 90s, so I'll watch Twin Peaks now.
Did you ever watch Californication? Or not?
No,
Yeah,
I
California.
never did. What's that about? Is that a drama or what is it?
It's kind of like a comedy drama. Actually, I think, Dan, you probably know better than I do.
I'd agree with that.
It's a comedy drama. It's almost like, but he's like a sex addict author. And so it's in that same era as Entourage and Sex and the City, where was it HBO or Showcase? I forget.
Oh, he's an author. What kind of books does he write within the story?
I don't know. I was paying more attention to the nudity.
Yeah, that's what. Okay.
Yeah. So it's an adult themed, but I've seen bits and pieces of it. But he is a very charismatic actor. I think David Duchovny is underrated. I appreciated him the most in Zoolander when he was the hand model.
Oh, great film.
Yes, yes, that's a funny movie.
I've recently enjoyed so Fallout I mentioned, and also Three Body Problem, and then I'm currently watching a series called Sugar that's basically like a noir mystery sort of series, or that's what you think it is. But then, spoilers, like in episode 6, it turns out like the main character, played by Colin Farrell, turns out to be a blue-skinned alien. So I haven't reached that episode, but I'm looking forward to it. And then
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No, I mean, I'm not kidding. It is true.
Huh.
Yeah. There was also well, that goes down a different tangent. It's not sci-fi, so I won't talk about it.
Okay, no, this is sort of a members panel, so you can bring up anything you want. It doesn't have to be just sci-fi.
Another series. I was trying to remember the name of the show as well. I haven't even seen any of it. But it's basically created a lot of controversy. It's called something like The Fool Me or something like that. It's created a lot of controversy on Netflix because apparently in the final episode, they show like a fully erect male sex organ for the first time on Netflix. So it's sort of made history.
Oh. Interesting, right? Because usually it's not.
Yeah, with both of those, I'm like, streaming shows nowadays are like really going for a shock value. It seems like, and then also like I'm checking out like the sci-fi series, the Peripheral. I've watched like the first 2 episodes of that. I thought it was really good, and there's a new show as well. I'm checking out. It's called Dark Matter, where it's like about a guy that ends up like in the parallel universe or something like that. Seems to be.
That's so weird to me because there was another show called Dark Matter.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get my Dark Matters confused.
Yeah.
It was I guess there's several of them. But that one I'm interested in. I would probably go for that one over the organs.
Over the organ.
Tiger Stripes says, wow, usually the guys all wait until midnight to bring out the dicks. Yeah, so I didn't know they were doing that on Netflix now. I guess that is just a thing. You can go on Netflix and see that.
Well, so I like read the comment section. It was actually really funny to read the comment section about that scenario, and someone was saying that like someone pointed out that Netflix, like in Britain, in the UK, like there's a dating show that, like they match
the people in the show by like revealing like what their genitals and stuff look like.
I don't.
Other people saying like basically like any it seems like just about anyone can access like pornography, like kids and stuff, unfortunately.
It just doesn't. I don't see the interest in it though. It's just like, so what? Everybody has one, so who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody. Every man has one. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Well,
It's
the
just
whole
they're just
idea
body
of, like,
parts. Who cares?
Yeah, the whole idea
kind of
of like
bores me.
the historical idea of the watershed, and that like seems to be like, because you know what they're saying, like from streaming services becoming such a thing, it's like the watershed sort of idea. It's
Oh,
like no
okay.
longer,
You're saying that they're just doing outlandish things to get attention now.
yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
And talking about Mad Max, I watched there was a one-off showing of the
James Caserta wants to know if you're related to Anne Leckie.
no, I haven't heard of that person.
I don't know who that is either.
Okay. Yeah, there was recently a one-off showing of the most recent Mad Max movie that's come out at my local cinema that I really enjoyed.
Oh, what was that?
Scotty referred to it earlier.
Furiosa, or is that?
No, the one before that.
Oh, Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
That's the one that was released 9 years ago, and you went to go see that?
Yeah.
At the theater. Cool.
Yeah, very recently.
Mr. Miles wants to know, are you a fan of the Planet of the Apes? I love the original movie, Mr. Miles. If so, have you seen the 70s TV series? I have not seen the TV series. I enjoyed the remakes and the original movie, but I haven't seen the TV show.
I have seen the TV show, and to me, like I got really bored of it. Like it seemed like every episode had a very similar premise to every other one.
Oh, okay. Well, then I only need to watch 1 or 2, and I will have.
There seems to be much variety in storytelling.
Well, there you go. There's the answer. Tiger Stripes, no, Duchovny was only in the 2nd season of Twin Peaks, and that season was not that good. Okay. Oh, good to know. So really, I only need to see season 1 of Twin Peaks.
How many seasons are there?
I think there are 2. Well, I think there are 2 for the 90 series, and then it goes into season 3 recently for the new one. Then Mr. Miles says, "Oh wait, we're gonna do that one in a minute." Oh, welcome to the panel to Tony from Stark of Iron. Oh,
good morning.
Good morning. Tribbles and Dolphins. Yes, don't forget today at 5 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to be joining King Dolphin TV to talk about Deep Space Nine, specifically time travel in Deep Space Nine, but most specifically, trials and tribulations will probably take up 90% of the broadcast. If we have any time left over, though, we'll talk about some other time travel events that occurred.
You might not have enough room in the discussion due to all the tribbles.
Yeah, no, I know, because they just keep multiplying exponentially.
Exactly, yeah.
They're born pregnant. That's going to be exciting.
Just remember, spay and neuter your tribbles.
Yes, please
Impossible.
help control.
It
Help
is
control. Help control your tribble population. Have your tribbles spayed and neutered. Actually, yeah, it's not possible because they're born pregnant. How do you do that?
They are born with something to bear. Oh, good morning.
Oh, hey, we have another guest today. DJ Play Nice, who is a member. Welcome,
Toe
DJ
cutter.
Play Nice.
Hey, good to be here.
Keyboard error. Okay, I'm reading the chat out loud.
Apparently, my cat must have made the key get stuck overnight whenever I was asleep. Because when I woke up,
Yes.
it's like,
Blame the kitty cat. No, he's blaming the little cats for all our
no,
problems.
don't get stuck. Hey, they're my cats. It's my hive. I can say what I want about them.
I guess so. But how are you doing, Tony? And welcome.
I'm waking up, gonna have to be getting some things done before I go on the big show later, and mainly get some screenshots. I've been working long shifts all week, haven't had a chance to sit down and really get those.
Oh, are you collecting the screenshots for the Looney Tunes?
For the episodes that I want to talk about, namely 3. Yeah.
Oh, your episodes. I love Looney Tunes so much. It's gonna be so fun to watch that one. It is. It's gonna be great. I enjoy all of it. So I don't even care which episodes y'all are talking about. I'm gonna have a good time.
Oh man, the list looks beautiful. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
There isn't an episode of Merry Melodies or Looney Tunes that isn't good though. So it's not like we can talk about 4 decades worth of work, but of the ones
Right.
that
You're not gonna get them all, but as long as somebody talks about the main ones, as long as you got some Duck Dodgers in there somewhere, as long as somebody mentions Coyote, it's just like there's some bits that even if you don't have the episodes for it, it's still gonna come up. It's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait. It's no longer a choice, Scotty. Now you must watch Twin Peaks. Yeah, I don't know if he's back yet. I don't know who's making that noise in the background. I can't tell exactly. It must be.
What noise?
I don't know. I was just hearing some scuffling.
Is it me?
Okay. I don't know. No. If I hear it again, I'll let you know. It's not there now. My cat is guilty of everything, says James Caserna. And Matt G sends some towels. Towel.
Not to be confused with the Tau Empire of Warhammer 40K. Bunch of space copies.
I think this is an interesting time to look at what I wanted to mention earlier. From Mr. Miles wanted me to see what Vampire the Masquerade is about, because since I like Dreamfall The Longest Journey, he's suggesting this game. And oh wait a minute, let's see if I can even find it. I'll just look at it from here.
I can't wait for whenever we start working into Fallout. I think it was a great idea to actually set that up into like episodes though, because of the length of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a long game, not just because of the main story, but I like to get distracted with side quests.
Oh yeah, you're going to be there for a while.
Well, okay, so the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines is a RPG. Okay, so that makes sense. But wait a minute. Bloodlines is in 2004. I'm supposed to look at just the Masquerade. Tabletop role playing. Oh wow. No, I guess I'm just gonna have to download it and find out. Let's see.
It's a fun little title.
Have you played this?
I've seen it played. I played Tabletop White Wolf back in the day, which is the company behind Vampire the Masquerade.
It's kind of hard to figure out which is the first one. That's not a tabletop game.
I don't think there's any tabletop sims out there besides maybe Risk or something to the effect. Wes Cagle wants more Leisure Suit Larry.
There will be more Leisure Suit Larry because I want to see what it's like to. Because I think eventually you get to play a lady too. In those games. Oh, it's a bit of a shooter. Interesting. Oops. What am I doing?
Uh-oh. Some of Jill's process.
It's all good. It's all good. Let's see what else I had here.
Yeah, I'll happily join you guys for the Fallout because I know that we were discussing it, and just the banter that Scotty and I alone would do for Fallout would be hilarious.
It will be.
We're both experts. So,
and
I can't wait to.
And it makes me excited. I really enjoyed Fallout 4, and so I'd like to go back to the beginning to where it started and learn more about the whole universe as it began from the start.
Well, what did you do in Fallout 4? Like, what alignment did you end up going with? Who did you help out?
I was a fan of the railroad because
I
love Measure of a Man, and so I like the ones who like the robots.
I'd like to thank James Caserta for mentioning Anne Leckie, actually, because I've just looked her up and she's like a sci-fi author. In fact, a multi-award-winning sci-fi author. So I'm looking forward to checking out her literary works. So thanks for mentioning her.
Yeah, thank you, James Caserta. I didn't even know who she was either, and I'm glad that inspired you to look that up. James Caserta wrote a novel too, but
cool.
I haven't read it yet.
I ain't got the patience to be a novelist. That's good work.
Mm-hmm. Well, just the practice of crafting a story. That's something I want to learn. Kronos says that he's a pureblood, like a wizard.
Yeah, that's one of the clans in Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh,
there's different clans. There's an aristocracy. There's the purebloods. There's the vampires that eat vampires. That are like the maniacs and the insane. There's a bunch of them. As you'll find out.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, Kronos. In that case, me too. So that's cool. Well, I'll have to check it out. Especially if Miles recommends it because he has good taste, I think. I was warned, don't time travel midstream, Franco. Oh, you were warned. He can time travel if he wants to. I don't put any limitations on that. The only problem with that is that you'll have to listen at a faster speed. So does anybody have any topics they'd like to talk about?
Give me a second. Let me wake up. Let me go get some energy on. I sound dreadful. I feel like I sound dreadful.
You're fine. You sound wonderful.
So low blood pressure, man. It takes me forever to wake up. God.
Kronos can't drive 88 miles per hour. I'm putting the miles per hour there because
Jesus Christ,
you're talking. Yeah, that's what I was guessing is what you meant.
Kronos is a titan that is in control of time travel, and Selphie is the titan behind time.
That's Greek mythology, Doc.
Yes. Wes Cagle wants to know my opinion on the original Battlestar Galactica versus the reboot Battlestar Galactica. Well, the problem with that is I can't really formulate a good opinion on it because I've only seen the reboot with Edward James with James Olmos, and so I only have one perspective, and I really like the reboot by Ronald D. Moore. It was a lot of fun, but I need to watch the original. I can't compare.
Oh.
Have you seen the original?
Oh, I love the original.
Wes Cagle is calling you a blasphemer, my good friend.
Blasphemy! Blasphemy! Oh no, I'm in
I
trouble.
hear the
Wes
words
Cagle.
blasphemy and heresy often when I am purging the enemies of the Imperium of Man in the 41st millennium.
Kronos likes the new one too. I promise I'll get around to watching the original.
Oh, come on. You can't. Lloyd Bridges just nothing else.
Roy Bridges.
What? You deny the commander of the Pegasus his proper due?
Pegasus is the proper. James Cassetta says it's all a bunch of bullshit garbage, Gary Bueller.
James Caserta says the Vegetable Rebellion, and I am watching Lost in Space for the first time at the and discussing it with Pop Culture Curator on Mondays, but we have not yet got up to the Great Vegetable Rebellion yet.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
I haven't seen that either.
That's a fun film. Terrible, of course, but fun.
I really want to see that like in the theater. I want somebody to put it in the movies. Ariba Bell says insanity doesn't run in my family so much as it gallops.
Ari, I got your package. Thank you, sir. God bless.
Wonderful. Commander Kane. Or is it Kane? Is it with a K? Or a C?
Commissar Caiaphas Kane. Again, I'm on a 40K kick right now. I've been working on a not so secret project, Starcammer 40K. And now that I got my old Dawn of War discs to spin on this still relatively new machine. Oh, killer clowns from outer space.
I saw that when I was 4 years old.
Oh, I bet that was wonderfully traumatizing for you.
It was. I had all the nightmares of being chased by clowns, and I did not develop a clown phobia or anything. It just made nightmares.
I love the shadow puppet scene. That's my favorite scene in the whole film. We had Washington crossing the Delaware for some reason. It's like, how do you even do that?
It's trippy.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Have you seen The Return of the Killer Tomatoes? It has George Clooney in it.
Not his finest hour by any means, but yeah. And then there was an
better than Batman Returns, though.
It was better than Batman Returns. I'd rather watch him in Return of the Killer Tomatoes than Batman Returns. There was an animated series too about the Killer Tomatoes that ran on Saturday morning cartoons on Fox.
Oh my God! How long do you know how long that ran?
I think it ran for like a season and a half. It didn't get much traction, but there it was. Somebody greenlit a show about a terrible B movie with a bunch of tomato props running around killing people.
Have you seen any versions of Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
I've seen the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And I mean, if you want to talk about like a original versus remake versus retcon, we need to talk about V. V had a lot of like remakes throughout the years. A lot of like,
yeah, and that's my fault. I've only ever seen the remake of V. Also,
yeah. Hey, Wes Cagle.
yeah.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Jill.
Hello and welcome to West Kegel. I do have to step away for just a second. I will be right back.
That's okay. Wes Cagle's in time to do his usual. So, Tony, are you ready to receive the torture that I have planned for you tonight in the form of either cat girl avatars or shitty shows that we pay you to watch, or just general mayhem and lack of mirth and merriment in general? No.
Well, you know, as soon as I saw you on the panel, I had to come on, Tony.
Hey, there's a super chat. Go get it. Go read it.
Go. They're not going to read themselves. You know that. When you guys started talking about Return of the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and oh man,
yeah.
God, that's good stuff. That's some good stuff.
Oh man, I love me some Killer Tomatoes. Hail to Starter Pupus Q Bird, Canadian Spider-Man, Edge of Time. It's a pleasure to see you guys out there in the chat in the wonderful wide world of the tubes of the U. Happy to hear you. Happy to see you. Happy to read your texts and your scribbles, as it were. Les scribbilare.
Yeah.
Long work week.
Oh God, I can imagine.
Let's get my screenshots for later.
So did you manage to get that DC birthday thing all put together?
And yes. Everything is good and ready to go.
I didn't realize it was that much of a secret. I thought it was.
Well, we don't want to explain what the gift is.
Obviously. No, I personally don't have any idea. I just know that you were putting something together.
Fett is the leader of that project. I was just an assist.
Like Boba Fett?
Nice.
Fett for hire. Hey, Scotty R37, welcome back.
Hey, thank you so much.
How you been, pal?
Kegel, Tony, how are you, gentlemen?
Living the dream, dreaming to live. And you?
I woke up this morning, so I'm ahead of the game.
Yes, every day above ground is a good one.
Yes, it is.
Unless you're losing, in which then stop playing Pac-Man.
Oh no, play more Pac-Man.
Oh, I do that every day. We've got a Pac-Man machine down in the basement. I got up to the 40th key.
Who's got Pac-Man fever? Tell you what.
Waka 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 waka.
There's a safe spot. There's a safe spot that I never knew until just the other day. Where
above where the ghosts come out, the little S curve above where the ghosts come out.
It's the one that goes to the right. It's the corner in between the aisle between the ghost cage.
Both of them.
As long as you're facing up. Now, if you're facing the other way, I heard if you face the other way. Like if you're facing toward,
as long as you're in either one of those channels above the ghost box, they don't come up from there unless they're blue. They don't come up. They only come down. So you can stay there all day and you're good.
Right.
I didn't get a chance to say hey to James Caserta or Canadian Spider-Man or Poopas. Hello, Poopas.
Dubber.
So thanks. It's good to see everybody in the chat. This is great. How is everybody enjoying the member panel live stream chat extravaganza that Jill has set up for us? Have you had the canapes? They are delicious. Please have some of the rosé.
I'm Bambi.
Canapes. You taught me what that is. That's like stuff with crackers on it, right?
Well, the crackers are the base, and then you put stuff on top.
Can it be anything?
Yeah. Oh, salmon, cream cheese, capers. I'm very salty in my snacks.
I can never eat a caper after watching Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I've never seen it.
The 1978 version where Donald Sutherland holds the rat turd up and the guy keeps insisting it's a caper.
Well, that reminds me of like watching The Lost Boys, and it's like, how are your maggots? And it's like, oh, I can't eat rice anymore. And then I did, and it worked.
As long as the rice isn't moving.
That's usually the best judge. But yeah.
Yes, the Lost Boys put me off of Chinese food for a while there.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, let go. You first. You're one of us now.
Great movie, underrated. Great movie.
I just saw it again for the first time a couple of months ago. Saw it again for the first time. Like when I saw it, it was on VHS in like 1980, whatever. And I just recently rewatched it. And first things first, I'm in love with Jamie Gertz. She is adorable. And also I did like Edward Herman as the comic book store owner, comic book store slash video store owner, like until you find out that spoilers, bad guy. But yeah, no, I did enjoy it. I don't think it's Joel Schumacher's best, but I can understand how it definitely put him on the track to be a big budget superhero extravaganza.
Hi, Don Lecky.
Oh yeah, Dan Leckie. Dan Leckie is also here on the panel.
Hello,
Smithers. You need to change your prescription on your glasses. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, I didn't get to say hi to Sort of Poopus Cuber
Good
either.
to see yourselves, Snortopupus Cuber. Have you mauled any malcontents lately? Yes, it's lovely to watch you work, sir.
In my war against pandas, I expect Snortopupus to be on my side. Polar bears are the natural enemy of the panda.
You know, Scotty,
But this isn't about me.
You mentioned watching a movie for the first time. I watched, and it's weird to say in 2024, 2023 at the time, I watched The Exorcist for the first time.
Me too.
And God, I cannot believe that was a film in the 1970s. It was brutal.
The reverse crab walk down the stairs.
Oh, all of it was brutal. I can't believe how brutal it was for that time.
I am so taken by that movie because I remember the first time I tried to watch it, and I watched like the first 20 minutes when it's Max von Sydow's character going to the dig in Egypt
in Iraq.
or Namibia or wherever it is. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is just an adventure movie. And then I finally watched it, and it was in 2023. I watched it all the way through. A good friend of mine named Black Phillip Alvarez, he sent me a box set of the Blu-ray. He's a 4K guy. And so he got the 4K of The Exorcist, and he said, I'm going to send this to Scott. And I watched it, and I was like, all right, let's get into this. You know, this is going to be Indiana Jones without the adventure, and they're going to try and scare me. And I was absolutely taken away and sort of unnerved by it. And it got me in a whole Exorcist. I never saw the second one. I saw the third one because I love George C. Scott. But it was the director's cut. It was the one that was after the fact. But The Exorcist, I was so surprised. People have been telling me about it for so long. And I was like, I tried to watch it, and it looks like a 70s Indiana Jones with the devil. I don't care. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh no, this is actually really terrifying and good. I liked it. It was great.
Yeah,
and that's why whenever anybody says it's like, oh, I haven't seen this, it's not like, oh, you haven't seen that? I am envious, because there is nothing more joyous than watching a good movie for the first time. All the way through, cover to cover.
That's why we're friends, because I haven't seen most of these movies, so I'm watching a lot of things
Oh,
for the first time.
We have a lot of cinema to show you.
Yes,
I have
I'm ready.
I have a question for the panel. Gil, you said you watched what movie was that when you were 4? You said there was and it was
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh yes. What
Yes.
movie did you watch as a younger person that was, you know, a shock to the system? You didn't realize what you were getting into when you watched it.
Something shocking?
Well, I mean, I
man.
asked this because I watched Watership Down when I was like 11,
Oh.
and I did not realize what I was getting into. I mean, it was great, but I did not realize what I was getting into.
Right, because it looks like, oh, it's a cartoon about cute little bunnies looking for a
Yes.
new home.
Yes.
Oh well, when it came to like death in children's productions like Watership Down, Dark Crystal, Land Before Time, I'm a little
Oh, Land
quiet.
Before Time. No, you sound fine. No, you sound great.
I'll just see my ring.
Land Before Time definitely makes me cry every time.
There we go. But
Well, in the Dark Crystal and Akira, they had
Oh,
physiological responses to me because I had never seen anything so disgusting as when those
Tetsuo's
crow people
transformation.
turn into crackers. I couldn't eat crackers for years. And then also when Tetsuo loses his guts on the sidewalk, I was like, what?
They actually
so-
consider that like the top brutal scene in anime when he has his transformation at the end.
Oh yeah, the Tetsuo like just losing control of his body and like just going. But the one movie that I say puts me into uncanny valley territory, and when I was very little was and for the longest time was 2001: A Space Odyssey. Now, before you start laughing, imagine yourself being 5 years old and looking at that plastic head on that fetus with those lifeless glass doll's eyes that it had staring at the planet. That ran all through me. I was like, throughout the annals of my childhood, it took me forever just to look at any scene that involved a fetus whatsoever. The opening scene, and look who's talking too.
Oh, wow. I can't believe you equate 2001 with Look Who's Talking To. Kubrick
I'm
would
talking
be
about
so
just
proud.
the scenes with the fetuses. I'm just talking about the scenes with the fetuses, dude. I'm just talking about the scenes with the fetuses.
No, I
The
know. But
scene
when
in
you
Inner
say
Space.
it, I'm like,
Inner Space.
I've never seen it.
That's scene.
I'm just curious. I'm sitting here and I'm racking my brain. It's like, how many movies have I seen with fetuses? And the answer is not many.
Inner Space.
Okay, never seen it.
Oh well, it's actually a movie.
Congratulations, you just digested.
There's
the
an
bad guy.
episode. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. What were you saying?
I said, Inner Space. Congratulations, you just digested the bad guy.
That scene with the skeletons in the pool of acid, that was hilarious.
There's a baby in Voyager episode that seems to be a fetus.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Cass? Didn't they show Cass as a fetus
Super Cass.
when she was like de-aging or whatever?
Yeah, it was in the episode before and after.
Oh,
Neat.
I was talking. Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
There's two episodes. I was talking about the one with the Borg fetus.
Yeah.
Oh no. With the
Well, and
metal
oddly
part.
enough, in that episode of Voyager, that's the first time that people unwantedly saw Jennifer Leanne naked.
All I know
I don't want to talk about that. That
is the
sad
Star
thing.
Child was the subject of plenty of nightmares growing up. And even to this day, I still get that little tiny uncanny tingle, like it's just psychologically ingrained into my system when I see Star Child, specifically the Star Child. I can look at fetuses now, but the Star Child, just that model.
How do you do that? Do you just poke your head in?
Oh, sonogram.
Oh well. See, what happens is you have to get yourself.
I subscribe to Sonogram Weekly.
You have to get yourself some hand-operated farm equipment for one. All right.
Oh, please stop talking, please.
Oh, this
please.
is going in a dark direction.
Scotty. You're the one that started
Whatever
this,
you,
Scotty.
whatever you do, don't say forceps. Don't say forceps.
You started this, Scotty. I'm going to finish it. So I'm going to then get myself
you
like
you win.
Okay. Thank you.
I agree with Kronos and Penny saying like Inner Space was brilliant. I think I was probably mentally scarred by the Aliens films as a kid and the Xenomorph. So.
Was it the Chestbursters or the Facehuggers that got you?
Both.
Oh Lord.
Now, I have to say I was lucky on that one. I saw Aliens before I saw Alien. If you see Alien first, then Alien doesn't hit you quite as hard.
I agree there.
And Faith Elizabeth says Jaws and Gremlins when I was 4. Watership Down is an amazing book.
Yeah, I keep meaning to read that book. I'd like to hear. I'd like to see how the differences are. I'm sure there are some.
There are some. Well, it's a good book. I enjoyed it.
Faith, when the science teacher reaches in to sort of lure out the gremlin, not a mogwai, but when that guy gets his arm like ripped off and whatever, he gets murdered in the science room lab, I guess. That is terrifying. I saw that in the theater. My aunt took me to see it. I'm always curious, like what age you get to show the children of today the movies that traumatized you as a child. Like I saw Aliens probably when I was about 10, and Alien when I was 10. Akira probably 12 or 13. Like it's just those movies that were so traumatic. I think I saw The Dark Crystal very early. Again, this is why I couldn't eat crackers. It's just so strange. And then I see my nieces and they're playing with an ant and they're like freaking out by it. And then I look at my brother-in-law, like my sister's husband, and I'm like, okay, this is why I can't show your daughters Alien, is because if they're freaked out by ants, they're going to be freaked out by the alien.
Yeah. Then you haven't seen a real bug before.
Yeah, Snortapoopa says eats teriyaki chicken, Power Bowl, stares at rice suspiciously.
If they start singing about Joe's apartment, Snorty, run.
Oh, I like that movie. The MTV
Joe's
movie.
apartment's fun.
Okay. Picture you're 5 years old and Jaws is the first movie you remember being taken to see.
Oh my God.
And
I'm fine with that.
Your sister gets the soundtrack album. And she plays it all the time at home.
Older sister or younger sister?
Oh, older.
Older.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Chicks are mean.
And the next year, your parents take you to see Grizzly. I'll be right
Something tells me you didn't like wildlife growing up.
You won't be safe over land, sea, or air.
It's the sea bear, Squidward. The sea bear.
Yeah, I gotta say, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Go for it.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that I can remember growing up as a under 10 in the 70s and seeing it was a different time and seeing a lot of films that I know I probably shouldn't have seen when I was that age.
Well,
Yeah.
like even look at Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and when Large Marge shows up.
Oh, Large
Oh, yeah.
Like that's a childish child movie that is made for adults. It's PG, I think. And like that is in the middle of it where everybody's just, oh, we're all so happy. This is all great. And it's like, and they looked just like, yes. And it's like, no. I don't want this.
When they pulled out the driver's body.
Yes. Yeah, when did they introduce PG-13? It was after Gremlins and what was it? Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Oh, there was another
I think
one.
those two films brought it about.
I thought Poltergeist.
That-
Was a PG-13 as well.
It might have been. I know that Gremlins and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom were both PG, and I'm pretty sure those two prompted the change.
But those, like, if you released any of those movies today based on what was presented, like there are, like the fortitude of the general audience has dropped. Like I've heard some stories recently that it's like, oh no, modern audiences don't like nudity or sexy romance, and it's like, why? I don't get it.
It's a good question.
What do you think The Exorcist would be rated today?
It wouldn't be released.
It wouldn't be released. Yeah,
true.
Gone are the ways for triple X theater.
17 at least.
I remember that scene in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan with the SETI eels being really horrific as a kid.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But that's easily avoidable as a child. Don't let things get in your ears. That's just how I dealt with it.
Yeah,
like I was scared of it. But I was like, if I see a goo monster that's going to get into my ears, I'm going to be like, get away. So
it depends on which sci-fi you're watching in terms of things getting in your ears. The SETI eels, they're scary, but then in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, they help you understand everybody.
Yes, the Babel fish. Yes.
Faith Elizabeth says we watched Flight of the Navigator recently. Holds up pretty well. I actually have a story about that ship. One of the last times I went to Disney World was back in 2005. And they have, a star car graveyard just like any old studio. And they had a bunch of stuff sitting out there just collecting rust. Alongside aforementioned ship was also the dip truck from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Paint was stripping off of it, and it looked worse for wear. And just to see the windshield of the ship busted and it just chilling there, and the grass growing around it, and just discarded as it were. It was heartbreaking to see some of these star cars out there in an automobile graveyard collecting rust.
That's unfortunate. That's the kind of thing that needs to be restored in some way if it can be. But Who Framed Roger Rabbit, that's another kind of creepy thing with the way that those
Judge Doom at the end of the film.
Yes.
The cartoons were murdered by
the shoe. The shoe.
Yes, the shoe.
Paint thinner. Death by paint thinner.
Was it paint thinner? I don't remember
That's
what it was called.
It was paint thinner. Yeah.
That makes sense. Well,
yes.
And Star Trek 2 is the bestest, says Kronos.
Yes, it is.
It is the bestest. Even though my favoriteest is 4.
That's my favorite too. I just love the campiness of 4. Mm-hmm. It's like she grew a whole nother kidney.
My favorite is Dawn Discover Country.
What's your favorite, Dan?
Dawn Discover Country.
Oh, good one too. It's a good one.
Yeah, I love all 6, and in varying degrees.
I like of the original 10. I like all of them except for Nemesis. I can't stand Nemesis.
Yeah, Nemesis is the only time I ever reviewed a Star Trek movie that I put I hate it at the bottom scrolling. The scrolling text.
But even then, you have to uphold the honor of the fact that it is not, as one would say, the filth.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
right.
It is 100. Is it 1,000 times better than any new Trek that's out there?
What?
Mhm.
Nemesis.
I love it whenever.
Oh,
Jill-
yeah.
I love it whenever
agree.
Jill
I agree
calls it
with you, Wes Cagle.
Nemesis is on par with modern Trek.
Oh no.
I think no, that's fine. No, it's fine. I have made
Marksman, you keep missing the target.
I understand that it's going to be
Admiral. You task me.
it's going to be a point of aggravation, and I understand this. But as soon as you get into a dune buggy race with no regard for the Prime Directive, firing cannons at the native species, I'm going to say you're pretty much on par with the modern Star Trek. So whenever anybody starts getting bitchy about the new Trek, the filth, if you will, I'm just like, it's better than Nemesis. And that is the fucking truth. I am not sorry about the swear.
Well,
Star Trek Nemesis is better than the entirety of Star Trek Enterprise. If Star Trek Nemesis,
come on now.
Oh, absolutely. Star Trek Enterprise is better than Nemesis.
Oh, yes,
Absolutely.
I agree. I thought you said Nemesis was better than Enterprise.
No, okay,
No.
so the part of the problem with Nemesis is kind of what the problem is with Star Trek Picard, is that it both of them were allowing Patrick Stewart to interject what he wanted into both of them. In Nemesis, he wanted to, I really like driving cars. So that's how you get the Doom buggy scene. And
But
I want to be an action star. I don't want to be Picard anymore.
Well, didn't he
But
get
this
that
is
in,
also-
First Contact?
Yeah, he
Sorry,
said that about First Contact.
Go ahead, Scotty.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, let's not forget, everyone blames Patrick Stewart and his ego, but Brent Spiner, I believe he co-wrote Star Trek
Spiner.
Nemesis.
Oh, I got a story about Spiner, dude. My God.
Well, I hope it ends badly.
Same
It
story.
is very bad.
Same story.
Okay, so I was at a con, and they had Dorn and Spiner there from TNG. And my experience with Dorn was very, very good. Was talking to him about the Riker officer exchange program and nerding out with him, took pictures, had a good time. So when I get through the line to Brett Spiner, I was geeking out with him. I was talking about the scene where they were still aligning the emotions chip. And whenever he was laughing violently at the lasers, and I was like, talking to him and he's like, that's really, really cool. Awesome. Are you going to buy something? And I was just like, well, I was. You have yourself a good day, sir. It's like really going to rush me along like that.
It's so funny because there is a level of communication. I remember when I met Terry Farrell, and I've said this story before, so cut me off. But like, I went up and I talked to her, and I was so enamored with meeting Jadzia Dax, and I had bought myself a little box that I could put my weed in, and it's like a balsa wood box that I got from a local artisan now. And so I take it up and I'm like, can you sign my box? And she's like, I'd be happy to sign your box. And I was like, that sounds dirty. And she said, only because you're making it that way. And I said, I'm very, very sorry.
Only because you're making that way. That's the whole story with Patty 37.
No, but the story continues. The story continues. And this is how I would get out of a conversation that is going south with Brent Spiner. Is that when I was talking to Terry Farrell, when I knew I had bottomed out and I had made an inappropriate comment, I was like, I loved you on Becker. And we talked about Becker, and she was enamored at the fact that I was at a comic book convention talking to Terry Farrell about Becker. And she was like, thank heavens I don't have to answer any more Trill comments. And so when I would talk to Brent Spiner, if I ever had the honor and opportunity to talk to one of my favorite performers, and I know he doesn't watch Star Trek The Next Generation, it was a job for him, I would be like, dude, I loved you in, The Master of Disguise or Night Court. I would just absolutely pivot away from what everybody else is talking to him about. That's how I would get out of that.
And that's a good tactic. Like, talking to William Shatner, ask him about how his horses are doing.
Exactly. I love Tech War.
I don't have to really ask William Shatner that. I'm a stone's throw away from his. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. Did you want to say something?
Sorry, just saying Kingdom of the Spiders 2. When are we getting that, Bill?
Yes, please.
Or The Intruder. I would talk about his Foghorn Leghorn performance. I'll say I don't like them colored folks.
Okay. That was.
I mean people of color.
Yeah, okay, so it's just so everybody knows the context, Scotty, Earth 37 is talking about a performance by William Shatner in a movie called The Intruders that was about integrating schools. So I didn't even know that movie existed until now.
There's some breaking news regarding
what happened.
Coincidentally, the people Scotty that was talking about was also Chicken Hawks. Nothing to do with anything of the sort that.
They're built too low. The fast ones go over the head.
Yeah, Chicken Hawks. He's talking
Well,
about Chicken Hawks.
it kind of makes sense that the chickens don't want the Chicken Hawks to join the school because they're predators.
And you can learn all about it tonight on the birthday extravaganza over on Overlord DVD, talking about Chicken Hawks.
Dan Leckie, I'm sure that you had something to say. What were you going to say?
Yeah, there's some breaking news regarding a sci-fi series because Three Body Problem's just been commissioned for a second season.
Hooray! I've heard the people who like it a lot.
What's it called?
Is that an anime?
Yes, Three Body Problem is the series that the writers that did Game of Thrones went on to do.
Oh, gotcha. They adapted another book series.
Mm. So it's just been commissioned to go into the second season.
That's great.
I heard it was an okay show. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it was good. Who made it? Who's the creator on the Three Body Problem?
Dan and Dave are apparently the creators, but I don't know who wrote the original novels. It's an adaptation.
A Japanese writer, I think.
I'm not familiar with it.
Speaking of Stream Elements ads, Sean Carter is 61 subscribers away from 1,000 and full monetization, and therefore his enterprise giveaway that he will have once he achieves it.
Sci-fi model guy is.
Wait a minute. How do I enter that?
Stream Elements did it. Stream Elements did it.
No, but Tony of Starkvine, he said that there's a contest.
Yeah, he's going to be giving away the Enterprise probably.
I heard about that. How do I enter that?
You said Sean Carter, right?
I guess, yeah, Sean Carter. I guess just be there and get your entered on the wheel. I mean, I'm talking to him about possibly doing a karaoke with him this weekend as well at some point. So I can bring that up and get back to you, Jill, and we'll find out how he's going to be giving that away.
Well, and also if you subscribe to Sean Carter's YouTube channel, you'll be able to see all of his events and join, subscribe, go to his community tab. I'm sure that you'll be able to find out more information.
Pulls the lever. Pulls the lever, Crawl. Yeah. Pulls the lever.
Does he have a Patreon?
I don't know if he has a Patreon. I'll talk to him. I'll give him a ring a ding ding as I'm getting screenshots. I
I don't
Sorry.
see Stream Elements having put Sean Carter's link up there.
Yeah.
To answer the earlier question, the writer of Three Body Problem was a Chinese writer, not a Japanese writer, so I got that bit wrong. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Apparently,
Thank you for correcting.
His name's Lao Sichin. I probably butchered that name as well, but I'll try.
Sounds fine.
But that's great. Sean Carter is getting close. Oh, only. Oh, okay, so he's
61.
got 846 subscribers. It's more than
So
61.
161. Yeah.
Yeah, 161.
I still got like
154.
200. I think I got
154.
like 260 on my end. So I'm still a ways away.
Yeah, but you've gotten so far so fast. You've got to remember you haven't been at this that long because you've taken a break. And there was a big gap in your creating, and also you annihilated it and started over. So considering when you've actually restarted, you've propelled.
I like throwing
at
nukes
a
and stuff though.
really fantastic rate. So just keep it up and you'll get there soon.
Oh, I wasn't saying that as a form of discouragement. I was simply saying I'm still got a ways to go.
I do. Well, and I didn't mean to. Anyway.
No, you're good. You're good. Appreciate the pep talk, though.
Yeah, you do have a ways to go, and if you got better, your membership levels would rise. So thank you for that.
I do need to get better.
So do I. Who
So do
doesn't?
I.
Anyone
Yeah,
who's not getting
exactly.
better is not growing.
Exactly. Stagnation. We're all just hanging around with Layla Kohlrami or whatever her name is, that lady obsessed with spores.
That's not a bad time either, though.
I know. I enjoy the inebriation from recreational botanicals.
Sean Carter's building a D7 Klingon cruise battle cruiser. That's cool. I gotta check those out.
Cool.
Oh, is he the Skiffy model guy?
Yes, that's sci-fi model guy. That's Sean Carter, and I highly recommend. Like, it's so fun to be able to watch someone putting something together and talking about their passion while they put something together. Like, I put it on. I watch the videos. It's pleasant. There's not a whole heck of a lot of, you know what I would do, and because he's busy doing what he would do, he's supporting the fandom and he's supporting the property. Like he is in defense of Star Trek, and I appreciate his contribution to the fandom. He's so good. Plus, he's got a Star Trek Generations poster on his wall, and that is, that's one of my favorites. So,
hey, Suzanne.
Yeah, he does.
Suzanne
is here. Hello to Suzanne. And
that's another
he
thing
says
that I
hello
love
back.
doing too, is helping people out, and that fundraiser was worth every missed note that I had on the after party that same night.
Did you figure out how to fix her plumping?
Oh right, okay. So there was a
sent out,
spelling
though.
error. What's that?
It's sent out. It's sent out.
It's sent out. Okay, so yes, there was a fundraiser and it was successful, and hopefully
got rid
it
of
is
her.
successful. Well, I
We
don't
got rid
know
of her
if it was.
plumping.
Yeah, so I had a spelling error when I was promoting your stream, which caused a bit of a stir in terms of fixing Suzanne's plumping instead of plumbing.
So I'm currently. We talked quite a bit about movies and TV series to do with sci-fi. I'm currently working on there's quite a big project that's going on just now, and I'm just one of several researchers that are involved in writing it. It's going to be an upcoming encyclopedia that will be published as a book, and it's an encyclopedia of terms from Philip K. Dick, who's written a lot of sci-fi novels, like turns from his stories. I wondered, like, if anyone reads sci-fi, and like if so, like if they have particular stories, that are their favorites. Maybe a question for the panel and or the people in the chat.
I am a Philip K. Dick fan. I'm also a Kurt Vonnegut fan. I enjoy that sort of, I don't know, again, maybe surrealist science fiction. There's a place that all stories can go, whether or not you expect them. And so, I do enjoy them.
I did a lot more reading when I was a kid. I read the H.G. Wells and Edgar Rice Burroughs and Princess from Mars, little pulp novels, and I loved War of the Worlds. My very first science fiction novel was Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and I do need to read more now. I don't read as much as I used to, and I think starting with Philip K. Dick would be a great idea.
But like Ubik and, of course, Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, Man in the High Castle, like there are ideas. Oh, what was it? I forget the name of it. Dr.
Blood Money.
That's him. That's the guy. That was
I've
beautiful.
volunteered to go through two separate books, two novels by Philip K. Dick, like looking for how particular terms are used that he's made up. And the second one is Dr. Blood Money. So I'll be researching that particular book.
Oh, that's great. I want to, before you continue, I want to say goodbye and have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday to Keith E. Thank you so much for being here, Keith E. He says, okay, I'm leaving. Thank you. Great feed. We'll watch the rest on the replay. Have
Cheers,
a great
Keith.
day.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Well, like, you know what? I think I'm Keith's ride, so I think I'm going to jet too.
Oh, okay. Also, Kronos says later, taters.
Bye, Kronos.
And actually, this actually would be a really great time to start the wrap up. I have time. I'm not dashing out right away. I'm gonna hang out a little bit, but I am gonna start the process of saying goodbye to everybody. But we may tail end it a little bit and keep talking a bit, if you know what I mean.
Cool.
And
so anyway,
and Suzanne Eckstein is gonna bounce too.
No! Maybe I should stay around. Maybe people leave when I leave. Maybe
Just
people
a
leave
little
when
bit.
What if people leave when everybody else leaves?
You do make the streams interesting, Gotti.
You do, but it's not just that. It's that I've got things to do also, and so.
And I have always said this since the beginning, and thank you so much, Jill, for having me be a part of your shenanigans. But like, whenever I'm on here, I always figure that people are here to see you, and that is primary. And so you are an amazing, knowledgeable, passionate fan. And for that, I thank you for letting us. I'm glad I get to pay my money to hang out and play with you. It is worth the price of admission.
Well, you're welcome. And it isn't just me that people come for. It's how I interact with others who want to talk to me, and whether on the panel, in the chat. Yes, I enjoy learning new things, and you guys know so much.
True. Again, yes, I agree. I am very knowledgeable. Thank you for noticing. So anyway, I'm going to go, and you guys can hang out and have fun.
Yeah, and I did notice it. And
okay.
I need you to tell me what you're doing online.
I'm going to be hanging out with Ben from Cinema Gulp tonight. Actually, I'm going to be hanging out with the entire Cinema Gulp family. And that's going to be with Clobberin' Times tonight. And we're going to be talking about X-Men, Planet of the Apes, and Star Trek. And yes, I'm going to be speaking favorably about Star Trek 2009. Get off my lawn. I have a heart. And
I have a heart too, and my heart loves
it's
Star Trek, and I think it's garbage.
It's questionable. Anyway, so and then tomorrow I'm going to be continuing on a journey with Kat Sly Snide on Twitter, and we're going to be talking about Fargo season 2 episodes 5 and 6, and that's going to be a blast. And then I guess anywhere else that I show up, I usually show up around here because fun times, yo. Is that it? Am I done? Can I stop promoting?
No, you still have your Twitter.
Oh, what do I have to? Okay, so I am on Twitter at ScottyR37. It's not for everyone, and that is apparent by my followers.
Yeah,
so
I think it's funny. Now you can go. Bye.
Now I can go.
Bye,
Thank you so
everybody.
much. I'll see you in the
Bye.
future. I will not let the door hit me on the ass on my way out.
Well, that's good because I just cleaned it.
Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need any more smudges.
No.
Have a good one, Scotty.
Bye. Bye. And that is Scotty R37. Thank you, Scotty, for hanging out. And Franco says, bye, Scotty. Thank you. And hey, as we're saying goodbye to Scotty, we're saying hello to Captain Fandom Nerd.
Why, hello there.
Yeah, he used to have such fun morning streams when he used to live stream. But he's still around. And look at him. There he is.
He gets around, gets around, woo, he gets around. Sorry, I'm not singing in tune today.
Well, that's okay. I wasn't bothered by it. It was fine.
Good by me.
I think.
I have a rule. I have one rule. If I'm singing, it better not be poorly.
Well, it's my channel. You can sing poorly if you like.
I don't know the words to that.
To what?
Poorly.
Mm. Oh.
Bum, 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 bum.
All right. So I think I skipped over the fact that this is Mark Harkness's very first time on my panel.
Yes. Well.
Very cool.
You can see that my portrait is in my avatar. I'm the fuzzy thing sitting on top of the girl's shoulder.
Oh, you're that little
Any
Pokemon.
particular reason why it's Sailor Jupiter that you're?
Well, that is the best sailor soldier. Or Sailor Scout. I forget what they're called.
Yeah. Senshi. What have you?
When you say Picardo is my doctor, don't you mean Picardo is my vet?
Oh, no. If we're going to discuss who is the doctor, well, isn't the doctor just as much a doctor as any of the other doctors?
I haven't seen this particular doctor, do as much time travel, though. He's more of a space travel guy.
Oh God, let's not. No. I've already got to talk about this later. Please, God, no.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you, Tony. I have not had to do that.
But please state the nature of the temporal emergency.
Hold on. Where's my cat? I got a no cat. Do the no thing. Do it. God, just no.
Oh, yeah, I do. My cat can say no, but she only does it when I'm taking her a bath. Anyway, Mark Harkness, is there anything you want to share before we go?
No, nothing at all. Just glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you were here
Faith
too.
Elizabeth says Jupiter's her fave too.
Oh yes, she's the best Sailor Scout.
Is it just because she's the athlete and you need somebody to open your pickle jars for you? You can be honest with us.
No, it's because she's a redhead.
Also good.
So, also, I want to thank Dan Leckie, a very new friend, very welcome to the channel, and I'm having fun talking to him about Star Trek Continues, which we will continue the next Tuesday. So, Dan, what would you like to share with us today before we go?
Thanks, Jill, and thanks for letting me be part of this discussion. I would like to be known that even Picardo's doctor did time travel, and it was thanks to time travel that he had the portable holo emitter.
That's true. That's true. He did get his mobile emitter because they went back in time, and that's that was a good. That was
Yeah.
a fun two-parter. I kind of hate it and I kind of love it at the same time.
Yeah. If you like sci-fi in general, you can check out my website, sci-fiscan.com. A lot of writers write for. I'm the editor of the site and the founder of the site. And returning to the topic of Doctor, I probably finish by saying, whereas Mark H's Doctor is Picardo, probably mine is Pertwee.
Well, there you go. And also, here's a link tree for Dan Leckie. I'm sure you update that with all of your recent stuff.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Thanks, Jill.
You're welcome. And thank you for hanging out. And it also says that you're the founder of warpfactortrek.com and sci-fiscan.com. See, I knew about the first one, but I didn't know about the sci-fiscan.com. So that's the news for today. Check that out. And Tony, what are you up to this week?
Let's see here. I'm gonna be at a party later. And,
a birthday party.
A birthday party. I've already got the uranium rod slotted into the drill car, and she's warming up. So I'll be down there today, hanging out with all my friends down there. We're gonna be talking about some good stuff, lots of good stuff, and some of the bad. And I want to thank the hospitality of the future ruler of Earth once again for having me and my itty bitty little presence here in the YouTube sphere. It's always a pleasure to hang out with them. Then I'm going to probably have a show afterwards, just because while I'm here and I took the day off, I might as well probably do a little matinee or something later on after Pop Culture Breakdown. So stay tuned for that in case I do that. I'm also going to have another episode of Reactor Side Chats Fallout on Saturday. I think I'm going to be hanging out with Robert Wright, though, at least for part of it. I don't know when he wants to do that, but I know I have a Fallout show. I may have to make that a little later on in the afternoon.
Well, that
Tower
sounds like
After
a
Hours.
busy weekend.
There will be a pre-Friday Night Frolic tailgate party where it'll be much like this. It's just an open discussion of a couple of, hanging out, a couple guys hanging out and whatnot, bullshitting, having a beer.
Lovely.
And then I'll have my matinee show afterwards, after F&F like always, followed with my Fallout show on Saturday, followed with my followed with Robert Wright, or before, don't know yet. I'm gonna have to work the logistics out. It's Sunday. Sunday's when I have my Fallout show. I'm so sorry. That's right. Saturdays I keep clear for guesting anyway, and cards. Sunday at 3 is the Fallout show at 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard, 2 or 3 Central. And then I'll have an episode of the Tower After Hours. We had a triumphant return of that program with Snow Dub last Sunday, and it was a smash hit. Snow and I, we killed it. It was really, really fun. And so we are having opening casting calls for that again. I remember when I had Joe on the tower. That was real fun.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so we're going to be getting back to form. I'm talking with some potential guests. None of them are confirmed yet, but I want to get Real Wade Nation on one, Gary Kissel from Pop Culture Minefield on another, and Master of the TDS and Riding Raven from Gothic Therapy as a twofer on the couch for the Tower After Hours. So I'm talking with a few folks and pulling a few strings. I still, fingers crossed, one day hope to have Gary and Andy on the couch, but that may be a little bit further into the year. And I believe that's everything that I'm doing this week.
That'd be wonderful to have both of them together.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great choice.
Mm-hmm. Les Cagle over there talking about the Philip Free the Squid chap. You shut up. Shush. Shush. I got a whole bag of shishes. Shush.
Oh, are we talking about shushing? Because
No, he's talking about freeing the squid. And I'm telling him to shush about that.
Well, I'm kind of on Wes Cagle's side, but I also kind of want to play.
I choose life. I choose life. I choose life.
Where is it? I lost it.
Faith was asking about the Star Wars podcast. It's called Rebel Transmissions. If you go to www.rebeltransmissions.com, you'll find the link tree about it.
Here it is.
Sir, I know this may finish me as an acting ensign, but
shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
That just always makes me happy, so I had to play it. Oh, Scotty R37. You say that until he stomps you and sets everything on fire and destroys everything in the universe.
What's worse than red lasers? How about green lasers fired from the eyes of an eldritch entity?
Yeah, because this is a whole different kind of Cthulhu. James Caserta says Jill has to go play with dolphins. I do. I have to go play with dolphins. I have to go pick up my child from school because he's still got one more week of school before school's out for summer.
Good to see you, Eugene Bird. Hail to you, sir. Hope that you can make it to... I'm thinking about having an after breakdown matinee tonight, so I hope to see you there.
Eugene Bird wants the number to the Cthulhu.
1-800 we're not letting him out.com.
1-800 release us from our pain.
No.
Yes.
I need my pain.
No.
It makes me who I am.
Don't be quoting Star Trek 5 now. That is brutal.
There is no this in your future. Okay, thanks.
Houston, we have a problem. We have a main bus B undervolt.
Yeah, there is none of that in your future.
I've grown weary of discussion and argument.
Oh, good one.
Oh, yes, Adonias.
What does a god need with a starship?
What does God need with a starship, mister?
Well, everybody get ready for that birthday party we're having. Happy birthday to Doomcock. Happy birthday to Robert Meyer Burnett. Happy birthday to Pleasant Valley Picker CA.
Yes.
Yeah, PvP, also known as PvP.
Oh, there he is with the cat avatar. I hate you, Wes Cagle. I love you, but I hate you at the same time.
Scotty Hart 37 says, I'm a student of Cybok. And Dan Lucky says 42.
Scotty's like, I thought I was leaving. Sorry, y'all. Well, then get back up here.
I thought I was leaving. I thought you were leaving too. Well, I am leaving.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
I didn't do anything. You're the one who's still here. I didn't tell you to go. I didn't tell you.
Gravity
to
well of the singularity. We're past the event horizon. Ship shaking, hull breaking down. What do we do, sir? Pray to God. Pray to God.
Well, all I'm doing is just playing random clips until I finally decide it's over.
I would advise you to keep dialing, Oxmix.
The engines can't take any more, Captain.
I find that flying into a black hole is highly illogical for anyone to discuss. The event is still going to be the same.
You're making me cry.
Herbert.
And this one's for Scotty R37.
No more cigarettes for you.
Don't do that to poor Scotty.
Smithers, what's happening? I don't know, sir.
I don't know what's happening either. So let's just go. I appreciate you guys coming out to hang out with me for just a little bit. And I think we had a good time.
Thank you for
Hopefully
having
you
me.
did too. And I'll see you next time. Next time is Tuesday. So we're going to talk about Star Trek Continues, White Iris, and Divided. Oh, what is it called? Divided We Stand? Is that it?
United we stand, divided we fall.
Yeah, I know. I think it's called. I think the episode is called "Divided We Stand," or is it "Divided We Fall"? I don't remember. I know it's gonna. Okay, Star Trek. I gotta find out. "Divided We Stand" is the name of the episode. It's confusing because it's opposite of what it should be.
An oxymoron, as it were, Mr. Smithers. Yes, I'm well aware, sir.
Snorpoopus Cuber says, "You did leave. You're a mere figment of your imagination."
Like a temporal anachronism.
Yeah.
Well, it all won't make headway whenever the Godhead wakes up. Once Azazoth wakes up and everybody is back to being,
Well, for this particular reality, I will let you guys go, and I'll play the preview for the Star Trek Continues. We're going to review on Tuesday, and on Friday, hang out with me at noon to talk about Escape from New York. See you next time. Bye. Have a great Wednesday.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.
Our sister world opposes our desire to join the Federation. They will stop at nothing to prevent it.
Target acquired, Captain.
We're losing weapons, Locke.
Captain. Fire phasers. Why are you here? What do you want with the Captain?
Humans bury feelings of heartbreak and loss. We lock them away.
What places do you think it is?
Intelligence.
Wars on overload!
This procedure is not successful. We'll lose all three of you.
The tissue damage is severe. Fire on the ship, we're not. What can you do here? We're gonna have to amputate below the knee.
Learn all that is learnable. And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
All right, move along. Done. Stop it. Get off of the things. Go outside. Get some food. It's like, it's a time of day where you live. Go do something. Shut up, Snoopy. I don't care. You smoke too much. Let's go. Let's go adventure. Let's go explore.
See you around the galaxy.